right, I think we are live. Just getting things out on the social medias. If we are live and if you can hear me, hit that number 1 in the chat box if you don't mind, if the mic sounds okay. I guess that's good. Dan, Matthew, very good. Perfect. What? I was going to say what a morning, but really what a... I don't even know how... What a day being defined as yesterday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Crazy, crazy, crazy. How's everybody's day going? And again, I'm defining the day. So the question is being within the context of the day starting yesterday at 4 p.m. Eastern when I guess the Liberation Day speech was given. I don't know. When the tariffs were announced. How's your day been going since then? Up 350. SPY. No, this is not the SPY. This is, we're looking at the MNQ here. Switch over to the NQ though. So no, this is not the SPY. Been watching this for a potential back test up to here. So back test and then go. That's what I'm wondering about right now. But still got a bit of a ways to get back up there. I had an unfortunate trade this morning. I'll walk you through it, but it's just how it goes. And yeah, my timing was slightly off, which threw everything else off, which was just not pleasant. This is the worst you have seen SPY. Yeah, SPY's been... Let's move this over so you can actually see the values on it. We'll pull up SPY real quick. Yeah. Big gap down on SPY. What's the daily looking like? Yeah, down through these lows here. I mean, I've seen worse. You know, I've seen it where the SPY gets halted. What was the last halt? I think that was COVID, right? So I've seen SPY worse. But yes, SPY is definitely having a rough day. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yeah, it really just depends on when you got started. Clearly, you got started after COVID, which is fine. But yeah, COVID was the last time. And then before COVID, when was it? What was that news? There used to be some news with Greece or something. What was that, like 2017? There was some sort of news with Greece. Maybe that did it. And then during the, I'm trying to think, because I got started back a little after the financial crisis in like 2008-ish. And I think it maybe did it at that point. But yeah, SPY, rough day, no doubt about it. Not the worst I've seen it, but if it's the worst you've seen it, I can see that. I can see that. That would make sense. Yeah, the Greece default, whatever was going on back then. Look at CoreWeave stock. What's the ticker symbol on that? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe Brexit, Rick. I'm not sure. As a reminder, if you have been here before and you know that you're going to enjoy, make sure you hit that like button. We're going for 115 likes again today, maybe even 150. Yesterday we got up to 135, but I remember last Thursday people were so stingy with likes. It was bizarre. Now if you're new, welcome, great to have you. No need to hit the like button because I totally understand you don't know if you're going to like this or not. But I just can't take that short right there. That's too sketchy for me. But I mean, to be fair, it is a bear pennant. I mean, you have this, you have that, you have, the big move down right here. You have the golf hole up here. So it is a bear pennant. But that just makes me nervous, and I'm glad I didn't go short because that fast it bounced back up. Still may come back down. You're the first person I started when I got into trading. Awesome. Go Bucks. Yeah, go Bucks. That's right. Good last season, huh? Previous season. Clay, I'm confused, so I can't trade today with TPT because it hit 5%. Can you explain? I don't. Everybody's confused by this rule. But as far as I can tell with Take Profit Trader, that's only for pro accounts. So are you in a test account right now or a pro account? And it's only if it goes beyond 5. Okay, I guess we are. To be fair, we are very close to going below 5%. You're in pro, yeah. Then I probably want to trade just to err on the side of caution. Like I said, everybody's talking about it, and I haven't really heard anybody. Well, again, Rashid, you said you're a part of our private trading community, right? Is that accurate? You're a part of the private trading community, Rashid? Hey, Juan, good to see you. Just got a new TPT account. Okay, cool. Another 50K, or are you trying a different size? Okay, Rashid, well, I go check the chat room there because there are some actual screenshots that people are sharing from Take Profit Trader. So that'd be your best. I want a 25K. Nice, nice. Is that some sort of reversal trend line? Now, when I say reversal, I don't mean like it reverses all the way back to green, but is that the line where if it can break, does that send it up to the overnight high? Or excuse me, overnight low, which is right there. But yeah, we are now down more than 5%, and some prop firms out there are like, if it goes beyond 5%, you can't trade, but it's different amongst the prop firms, but nobody really knows that I'm aware of just because, the futures market's usually not down 5% in a single day. 7% is what they'll halt it. So I don't know. Do we see a halt if this thing keeps bleeding? See that huge green bar 5 minutes ago? Oh, that right there? You caught that? Well, hopefully you weren't like short down here and then you caught it. Hopefully you were long and caught that. Hopefully that's Joper, so around here, we are focused on the futures market because SPY is a ETF. So I don't know if you're a day trader or not, Joper, but if you're a day trader and watching SPY, I would submit to you that there are better ways that you could go about your day trading ambitions. Wow, we're up to 25 likes already. Okay, I'm going to make a push for it because I think we can actually do it. And you longer time viewers, you know that the goal has always been, could we get to 50 likes in 30 minutes? And we're already halfway there. This thing's only been going for 8 minutes. So let's see if we can hit that goal. That would be crazy. 50 likes in the first 30 minutes. So if you are enjoying, hit that like button. Hey, Thomas, our friend from the UK across the pond. I think. I never tried trading futures, need a bit more capital. Incorrect. How much capital do you have, Joper? We're going to have a great learning lesson here. Pam's plant is going to rock your world, Joper. I've never tried trading futures. Need a bit more capital. No, you don't. Well, I guess I can't say that for sure, but I have a sneaky suspicion that you definitely do not need more capital because of Pam's plant. Look at this move. Well, I was wrong. I was wrong to not trust that bear pennant. I guess I'm just of the mindset of, come on, market. You're down. Well, when the price was up here, it was like, I don't know. Were we at like 4.25% or 4.75? So right now I'm the mindset of, can it really go lower? Can it really go lower? So that's why I'm not trusting shorting any of these lows because can it really go lower? But I was wrong because yes, it can go lower and there it's gone. So if you did take that breakdown on the bear pennant, I was too nervous to, but if you're like Clay, I'm not nervous. I'm taking that. Congratulations to you. Well done. So again, Joper, how much... Okay, 1,000 is my usual capital to day trade, swing trade. Well, first off, when you say day trade, you're not doing much day trading of SPY because, as you know, Joper, the pattern day trading rule. Let me at least throw that out there. Are you aware of the pattern day trading rule, Joper? Is there any promo code for a new account? Yes. So you can either use the link that's pinned at the top of the page. So you can use this or just use code Clay. And that is for Take Profit Trader. So yeah. Sean Patel right there. If you go to that link, that will give you the promotion, and it's also a way to support the stream. Unless you have a cash account, then PDT is not enforced. Yes, but then you have to deal with cash settlement rules. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Even if I concede all that, it's still massive problems. But yeah, even if you go cash account, you still got to wait for cash to settle and all that nonsense. So it's just a massive hassle. Well, Joper, so here's the thing. You could do Pam's Plant, which is trading futures through a prop firm. Now you said, well, I don't have enough capital for futures. But then you're like, I have $1,000. You have a ton of capital because you could go, and let's just start in the bare minimum. You could get yourself $25,000 of purchasing power for $105. So of your money that you have of $1,000, you could take $1,000 of it, and then yes, you'd have to use $105 to get the account. You'd still have $895 of your money, and yet you'd have $25,000 right there. So right there, Joper, through a prop firm, which is what I'm doing, what I recommend, Pam's Plant, trading futures through a prop firm, a bunch of good reasons, then you have more than enough capital to do it. Because the goal is you try to pass. So the goal is you want to get from the test account to the pro account. Because once you make this jump right here, from test to pro, then when you make money, you get to keep it. Well, you get to keep at least 80. You get to keep 80% of it. If you go to pro plus, then yeah, you keep 90% of it. But the point is that at most you would have $105 at risk because you purchase the test, you purchase the 25,000 account, and if you pass, then you go to the pro account at no extra charge. And then if you start making money, literally this whole entire time you're trading futures, yet you only have 105 at risk. So you, with $1,000, have plenty of money to trade futures via Pam's Plant right here, which is through the prop firm. So that's where the plant comes into play. Prop firm power. And then as I just showed you, low capital required. So 1,000 is more than enough. Whoa, all right. And this is why I'm just nervous to be short in these lows. I again, like I said, yes, this one totally did work out as it broke down. But I mean, it's at any time with these big moves down, you can get all sorts of. Now I don't know if any of us would necessarily be surprised if this thing rolls all the way back over. But yeah, 37. Let's go. 13 more likes, and we're at new record territory. So, Joper, 3 fires. I'm assuming that means you like what you see. So yeah, Joper, if you use the link that I have pinned, that will make sure you get the promotion. And that's just a way to support the channel too. Kelvin, don't talk like that. Can you change will to might? Because you don't know that. You know that's a pet peeve. Resistance will be around 1830. Oh, never mind. Then you said around. What does that mean? So like you're hedging your bets. Like, how are you defining around? Within like 100 points? Kelvin being sneaky. There is the back test. I need to change accounts. Let's go to my streaming account. There we go. I did take a trade on this earlier. So I'm up technically 330 already on this account. But I'm willing to take one here. Just, let's go 3. Order filled. There we go. Put my stop up there. Let's see if this thing wants to come back down. But if I would call this a lower probability trade because this is kind of a rocket ship right now. So we'll see if I can hide behind there or not. But because this thing definitely has a lot of strength to it. But we'll see if it wants to get rejected off that overnight low. Take a couple off down there if it wants to come down. Spots resistance. Blue line is my entry, so that's my average price. Only 3 micros, so it's not going to be a big gain, not going to be a big loss if I get stopped out, and I'm stopped out. So, well, in hindsight, probably should have got a little bit more aggressive when it went in my favor. Let me cancel those orders out. And is it going to come back down now? Maybe, but it happens. I have an HMA 850 indicator on there, and it hasn't failed me all morning. Okay. Well, it sounds like you discovered the Holy Grail, Kelvin. So, okay, I got to go through my other trade. So, and just to give context, I understand something. Whatever, dude, you're just saying that. All right, so let me just provide a little proof. Fair enough. But let me bring over the private community real quick so I can, again, just document the proof, document kind of the history of this. So let me bring this over. Right here is from the private community, and I focusing on that right there. So 900 flush point. So thinking, can the price break down through that area? So there we go. NQ 900 flush point. So 900 is the level that you need to pay attention to here. So let's go back to when that alert was made, which is right here. And this line here represents that 900. So I took a trade. I anticipated it a little bit, and I don't hold me to this. These are not exact, but the general idea. Got in, I think, like right here-ish, thinking, okay, I think it's going to go. And then it spiked up right here. Now, technically didn't do anything wrong. So this is just one of the errors. Didn't do anything wrong. I mean, didn't even break above that 50-period moving average, the purple line. It got rejected right off it. So let alone it didn't even break that high right there. But the spike was enough to be like, had me too worried. So I hopped out there for a $50 loss because this was only 1 micro, which shows how volatile it is. So 1 micro, $50 loss. And I'm like, And then it started to come back down, and I'm like, okay, yep, figures. So I hopped in again, and I got just so little of the move, and I made like $60 on it. So my second was like, okay, well, let's see if I can at least get back to green. So I traded the P&L on that one. I got back to green, and then it dropped. I'm sure this move would have taken me out regardless, but because I traded the P&L on it instead of just watching the chart, I got out, and I'm guessing it might have even been, but somewhere right around here to only just watch it go that much further in my direction. So that was not on this account. This was on another account where, but that was my kind of buzzkill of a trade this morning. Wow, just does not want to roll over at this point. So that's why stop losses are important. I mean, it's whispering in my ear again, get short, because it acts like it wants to go down. But is this going to be one of these where it keeps suckering in shorts and keeps going? What did you trade it, Kelvin? 835, you said will be resistance. Okay, there's 835. That's where the resistance will be. I mean, it is going down, but I don't know. Are you already in and out? What kind of, I don't know. Right now, I'll give some credit. It seems to be resistance, but unless you went absolutely all in, then you did not know that would be resistance. I think we're going to do it. We're only 7 likes away from 50. This is looking tempting as a short. Good short here. Let's see, what would that be? 30, 40. Yeah, that's a 10-point risk. 10 point. I'll still go 2 because that'd be 4. Yeah, about $40. I'll give it a try. So in. Now let's see if this thing wants to come down. Nope. Is it going to just, yep. And, by the skin of my teeth, I'm still in. And oh, come on. How am I not stopped out? That's crazy. There we go. All right. So, yeah, I'm done shorting this one. Tried twice to try to catch some sort of top on this move. I mean, in my mind, I'm still going with the trend. Now, be like, what is this guy talking about? The trend is up. Okay, yes, in the very near term, the trend is up, but this is what I'm defining as a trend. So in my mind, I'm thinking is this just some sort of dead cat bounce? And I'm not expecting it to roll all the way back over, but at least some sort of a rollover. And no, it has not. So I am done. I made the comment, is this going to be one of these where it starts to sucker in the shorts? And it's gotten me twice now. So I'm just going to have to sit back and let this thing settle out a little bit more. But yeah, I like that setup a lot. That was a good setup. It just didn't work out. But yeah, we're going to do it. One more like. We are going to do it. We're getting over 50 likes, and I guess technically a little over 20 minutes in. I like this crowd. There it is. 50 likes. Booyah. So did you take that trade, Kelvin? Did you take the trade at where you said it will be resistance? Could it test 900? I think that seems reasonable at this point. Why not? You said resistance would be there. You said you didn't. Now, if you didn't take it and you had said it might be there, I'm like, oh, I get that, because you never said it would be there. You said it might be, and something in your mind was like, yeah, I don't think it's going to be there, but you said it will be. You said resistance will be. I'm still learning though. I was 100% sure. I think you mean you were not 100% sure. I think that's what you meant. Because that statement is certainly not helping your case. Hey, Shane. Trav. Well, the past two trades, it's not going well. Past two trades have been me getting suckered in from the short side just to get smacked in the face. All I'm saying, I'm giving you a hard time to an extent, but also trying to help you. Like when you're talking, like don't say anything will happen or this will be this. Just say, yeah, it's potentially, it might, there's a chance, because there are no guarantees, there are no certainties in trading. So just like I would never say, okay, this will be resistance. I would say I could see this as a potential resistance. It would not shock me if this was resistance. So just yeah, might. That's a good word. Just as traders, we don't want to talk uncertainties because there are no certainties. Would have been a great short though. Maybe, depending on your perspective. If you're scalping, could have been a nice one. So the trade I took, not that anybody asked, but I'm just thinking, because I've been using this account for live streaming, and then I traded off stream. I don't even remember. When did I buy? I think I bought a pullback right around here and got a bump up that was relatively quick. So that was like $330 in like 10 seconds or something. I don't remember. I think it was somewhere right around here. I bought the pullback here, and like I didn't that whole that probably could have been a $3,000 trade with as volatile as this has been, but somewhere right around here. Or was it the VWAP? I don't remember. That's what's always funny. Like, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But people were like, "Yeah, so what did you trade yesterday?" And I'm like, "Yesterday." Like, I literally can't even remember what I traded an hour ago. Like, and you want me to try to remember what I traded yesterday? As day traders, I think again, for me, I think there's a point where like because we're day traders and because usually you're taking multiple day trades every day, they all just blend together. And like the trade that I maybe just described, for all I know, maybe that was a trade like from 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Is anybody else like that? Does anybody like have things blend together? Like, is there a point where everything is just, maybe I'm alone in that. I'm going to go ahead and, that was a trend line I put in there as, I call that the reversal trend line, and it did. Okay, no. So now I do remember why I took that first losing trade, because remembering back, and I this is why I'm liking the live stream, because I can go check myself. Like, wait, were you actually thinking that? Did you actually say that? But when I talk out loud, I can go check myself. But I did say I think that's a reversal trend line in the sense of not that it's reversing all the way up, but if that breaks, it would send the price, up to that overnight high, or overnight low, that pink line there, and it did do that. So that was like, I'm like, okay, everything's behaving like I thought. I was looking for the back test. Let me get the back test there for the move back down. But that is where I got stopped out right there, I think. But anyways, yeah, I guess I should have just played that long up to the overnight high. And just like I said, I remember how much lost and how much I made. Yeah, even that gets blurry. Like, I don't even remember what I did. Yesterday was a green day, but I don't remember what I made. All right, now things are getting not so straightforward. So in the 5 minute, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. Well, I take that back. This was very straightforward, down, down, down. And this is also what I was thinking is, throughout the day, there have been green spikes, but notice this green spike failed. That green spike failed. So in my mind, that green spike, okay, let's see if it fails. But that was the one that did not fail. But the good news is when I played these ones earlier in the day that, gave me green, they did work. So that's why I'm still in the green overall. Because these spikes did fail. That spike did fail. So those ones presented me with green trades. This green spike here did not fail, so I took 2 losses on it. But even with 2 losses, still well in the green on this account, and then my other accounts are all green too. So yeah, that's why you got to just manage risk, cut the losses, because that green candle that I just showed did not fail. That spike kept going, and it cost me 2 trades. But those other spikes did not keep going. They rolled back over, and I took those trades 2-1. So I'm not bragging on myself as a trader. I'm just saying that as a general in trading, that's what you want to do. Because every setup, every situation is not going to play out like you think it may, just because history has happened before. Everybody knows that disclosure, right? Past performance may not be whatever that is. Past history is not an indicator of future performance. So same general idea there. That 5-minute spike, boom, came back down beautifully. That 5-minute spike, boom, came back down beautifully. And I know I had trades within there, but then we got to this one, which we all witnessed. So figures when I go live stream is when that big green candle. Oh no, that one just kept going up. But also, I should not be playing the pity card, because what was I saying earlier? When it starts to get down this far, yeah, you can expect some bigger bounces, but it is what it is. I should probably be getting. I'd be close to a losing trade. I was going to say I probably should be getting short right there at the 21 EMA, because you had the previous high and that, but I don't know. Would that spike through have maybe stopped me out anyways? I mean, my hindsight confirmation voice is like, oh no, you would have been fine. You'd have been fine. But I don't know. So that's borderline. Would that have also been a losing trade because it moved up enough to stop? If it goes above this high right here, then for sure that would have been a losing trade, because right now I think it might have already been. There we go. So yeah, that would have been another losing trade. Yeah, so at this point I am done trying to think that this is a dead cat bounce. Maybe this is the new trend. Maybe this thing is going to start to grind higher and higher. Within the bigger picture though, I still would say, I mean, the overall trend is still down. You can't refute that. It is down. But is this going to be a dead cat? It's definitely showing more strength than these previous 2 dead cats. Dead cat bounce number 1 right there. Dead cat bounce number 2 right there. And this bounce right here. It keeps going right now. So that would have been a third losing trade. Oh, and a frustrating one, because it would have stopped me out, and now it would be coming back down. Tricky, tricky. Tricky, tricky. Morning, Clay, Raspberry. I've got a question for you. Once you're in the pro account, should you wait to withdraw money until you get past your I don't know, Raspberry. That is the great debate. Do you build buffer, or do you just get the money in your account? You could probably ask 10 different prop firm traders, and you'll get 10 different reasonings on why you should do one or the other. I don't know. You just gotta play it. I would think you'd probably at least want to pull off. So for example, let's just. What size account do you have, Raspberry? Do you have the 50? I can't remember. And I want to short. I so want to short right here. Right here, you could put a stop above these highs. So we're going to do that. Entry at right there, stop. I'm not going to do it though. Let's just paper trade it, because this might be another one that would sucker me in. So I would not have been filled yet. So yeah, if it goes below my cross. Okay, so I'm in. Stop is up here, above the highs. So we'll see if that one will work. You have the 25. Mega dubstep freak. I feel that is more of a personal. Yeah. It was definitely a personal question. All right, right now, looking like this one might have worked out just fine. I'm not willing to say that yet. This would need to come down a bit more. Okay, yeah, that one would have been a winner, because I could have locked some profits in, got my stop loss down to break even, and then I could be riding it down. So that one, so I'd be right now, I'd be 1 for 4. Oh yeah, that would have been. So that one would have worked. All right. You have the 25. Okay. So the 25, you paid the 105 for it. So I'd say, and again, maybe you totally disagree, which is fine. Maybe pull out at least 105 because then you have, now it's totally like free money. Like it is, you have zero money left in the challenge. You have zero money left. You have literally zero money left at risk of your personal funds. So that might be a way to start. At least take out the cost of whatever you have in. That is correct, Raspberry. And then at that point, you get to build a buffer if you want. Whereas during the test phase, you don't get to build a buffer because it's always going to be trailing you throughout the entirety of the test. So that is the nice thing about pro accounts is you do then have the choice once you get to the buffers to build more of a cushion. And then in theory, you could take a $10,000 losing trade and you'd still be okay. You would not lose the account, in theory. Get rid of that line there. No, I think that, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say that's me trying to fit a square peg through a round hole type trend line. What's the strategy for the day, Clay? To try to make sure I manage my risk. The same strategy every day. Make sure my risk is managed. Funded challenges. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Joper. Yeah, like I said, Raspberry, you'll have all sorts of trains of thoughts, but I mean, if you want to just get, an ultimate peace of mind, you could just take out what your cost is, and then you're literally like, I of my own funds now, there is literally zero at risk anymore. I don't know. I could see a trade here, but again, am I getting suckered in? Getting short right around here, stop above the highs. So even if I'm wrong, once again, very low risk. But if this thing does roll back over, yeah, we'll do it. I mean, I'm only doing one though at this point because my decision making is not jiving with this current move. My decision making up until this point was great, but as we've seen, I don't even think I have a winning trade on stream yet. And it's going back down. Frank, yo, Clay, what's up? As I mentioned yesterday I blew up my account. You figured out why. I figured out why. Started a new test yesterday and grew $1,500. Stopped there. Added 700 today. Need to learn a slow. Good job, Frank. Good job. Way to come back. Whoops. I don't know. I have very little trust in myself. I'm compensating for that little trust in myself because by doing just a single micro. I did miss it, yeah. Now, we're going to just paper trade this one. Again, my stop would have been like somewhere right up about there. We'll see. Or can I just hit my 3K today and caught? Yeah, you could pass today with the 3,000. Yeah, you could pass today, and then the next 3 days would just be those quick little micro scalps where you buy sell one MNQ very very quickly. Looks like that one would have been somewhat working right now. First day today, I got my TPD 1K account passed. In 4 days and funded today. And busted. It's right before market open. Wait, are you saying you lost the account today, your first day in the pro account? Am I reading that right? Did you go short on the MNQ last night when it hit 20,000? No, I didn't do any trading last night. I think there were some pretty crazy swings though. What was I doing last night? What was last night? Wednesday? Oh no, I was just hanging out with my family. No, I was not at my computer. Again, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. We broke new records today. We hit over 50 likes within like 30 minutes. So if you have not hit that like button, let me know. All right, and I would have been stopped out. Maybe a winning trade on that one. Again, hindsight confirmation bias makes me want to be like, oh yeah, I would have played that. I would have gotten out there. And it's like, well, how convenient. You played that very well after you know what happens. But if I'm being honest, I don't know if I would have even had enough movement in my favor to get a green trade. And then this, where my crosshair is right there, would have been my stop. So, again, maybe would have been a winning trade, but also, so realistically, maybe a winning trade, but also realistically, maybe a losing trade. So, yeah, I got to just continue to sit this out. My vision is not quite jiving because this movement here, it's just not rolling back over anymore. Clay, I heard your team free Luigi. Okay. Do we have is this a potential troll? Do we have a potential troll here? And I don't recognize the name. And then he's saying he heard something. So he's operating based on rumors, apparently. But I don't know. We got to give people a chance. But looks like we're on troll alert right now. Troll alert. Troll alert. Troll alert. Yeah, I don't know. We're on it. Should we call it a JJ alert? Are we at? I think JJ is going to stick around. I think the name, because we kind of already have like, just in case we have to get a JJ in the likes. But yeah, but to be fair, maybe I don't know who Luigi is. I don't know why we want to free whoever this Luigi fellow is. I don't know what it means to be on team free Luigi. And then I don't know what I would have said or whatever that would have put me on this team that wants to free whoever this Luigi guy is. Yes, I lost my 150. Oh. Well, first off, I'm jealous of you because you have the ability to pass the 150 Pro account. I'm getting very close to passing. I have not done it yet. That's one, as I've explained in past live streams, that's just the bane of my existence. I've passed the 25, I've passed the 50, I've passed the 100. I never tried the 75, but the 150 has been the bane of my existence. So you passed that already. So congratulations to you on that. And also, to look at the bright side, to look at the glass as being half full, at least you proved you can pass. I mean, that's a big step, that you can actually pass the test and get into that pro account. So hopefully you decide to give it another go. Renfrew. Yeah, once you get to the pro, then it's intraday until you get to the buffer, and then you can build that buffer as big as you want it. Will you go long on the... I don't know, James. Is that what you're doing? How do you pass? Well, it depends. So if you're doing the 50, so if you do it the 50,000 size, the goal is to make 3,000, but you're not allowed to lose 2,000. And then you have an entire month to do it. Well, you can take as long as you want, but I encourage people to get done within a month so you don't have to pay this again. Because after you pass, and if you pass, and once you go from here over to here, there are no more monthly fees. So, I mean, literally, you could have all in if you get past within that month, which is very reasonable within futures. Maybe like, wait, I've never made 3,000. With futures, the way they move, I'm telling you, that's very, very reasonable. That's very possible. But yes, pass within the month, and literally, the only money that you'd at risk is 119 that entire time. So, but that's how you would pass. That's the quote is for the challenge. Yeah. I just don't think you can trust this one anymore going short. Now, eventually, again, yes, at some point in the future, no pun intended, it will roll over and get continuation. But let's think about this. There was a rollover, suckered in shorts, back up it went. There is a rollover, suckered in shorts, back up it went. There was a rollover, suckered in shorts, back up it went. And I'm defining quote unquote back up it went as putting in new highs every time it went back up. So yeah, I'm not trusting this. I'm not trusting pullbacks anymore from a shorting standpoint. Again, there could be a pullback that eventually goes, but as of right now, the track record is These pullbacks keep suckering in the shorts. So if anything, maybe I should be playing this long. But it's difficult because, I mean, this is still a very bearish day. So, I mean, should you be trusting this long? Maybe. But I don't know if it's, I don't know. I wouldn't say this. I don't think it's obvious to be trusting the shorts right now. Or, excuse me, to trust it from the long side either. So that's just my long way of saying I don't know what I'm going to do. So, well, I do know what I'm doing. Right now, I have an SOH order in. Who knows what the SOH order is? It is the most powerful order available. It is the order that you should be using most times. SOH order. Very good. Yeah, sit on those hands. Sometimes the best trade to make is no trade at all. And that is where I'm at right now. No, and I am not the be-all, end-all. Maybe you're like, Clay, I see X, Y, and Z. I believe in this uptrend. I am bullish. I am buying. Good. Go for it. As long as you're managing risk, cool. Cool. But for me, so right now, do you get short right here? Am I going to get suckered in right now? I am going to get suckered in. If this is not, this is based on the 5-minute here.
Order filled.
So stop is above.
Order filled.
So on that one, I don't know how much I made because I'm not sure how much that was down. What was that beforehand? Does anybody remember what that amount was? Now, this one probably will crash down, but at this point, I got to scalp. I got to, in order to build back up the confidence, got to scalp. Oh, I played that right. Because now look at it. Boom. Back up through there. That would have been a stop out. So I chose wisely to scalp. Look at this thing. It don't care about nothing anymore. So I'm glad I scalped. I mean, last time I got up there, rejected. Well, we'll see. Maybe they'll be like, no, Clay, as a scale, you would advertise. Give it some wiggle room, Clay. I'm thinking this thing's coming down. We'll see. We'll see. I chose the scalp. History will be our judge on whether or not it was smart of me to choose the scalp as opposed to letting the thing get rejected and roll back down. Right now, I'm feeling pretty good about the scalp. But again, if this thing comes all the way back down, then I'm going to be sitting there saying, I shouldn't have scalped. Okay, honest question, Thomas, and I'm curious. I have like the lowest, like the ads are at conservative, meaning like basically YouTube tells me this. If you choose this option, you're not going to make a whole lot of money, but your viewers will have their session is not going to be interrupted much. So how often do you get ads, Thomas? Because I'm on the most conservative choice. So I'm curious, like how often do ads actually happen on the most conservative choice? Because I mean, just speaking strictly business sense here, I figure, you know what? I'd rather keep viewers and try to keep them as long as possible as opposed to trying to like make a bunch of money from ads. So less ads mean less disturbance, means people will ideally stick around longer. That's my business theory. Every 10 to 15 minutes if I had to guess. Okay, I don't think that's terrible. So I would assume the more aggressive one, well, I know you're getting ads, but my question is how often are you getting ads? Because I have it set to conservative, meaning like you're not supposed to get bombarded. Man, come on, James, you're killing me. Let me make a little money off ads. See, people don't understand. Like, if you've never been in a business where like ads kind of help you out, like you're like, oh, that's kind of, you're telling people to avoid like me getting a little bit of money. Come on, James. That should be bannable. Should we ban James for that? He wants my kids to eat stones and rocks. James, I got 6 kids I'm trying to feed over here. You want my kids to eat stones and rocks, James? Should we ban James? Give me a... Okay. This gives me an excuse. We're going to start a poll. Ban James. Yes, no. Let's start the poll. Should we ban James? James, I'm just kidding. We're not going to ban you regardless. I get it. But this gave me an excuse to try out this poll feature. All right, this is cool. This is cool. All right, we're going to end the poll. End the poll. Thank you. We're not going to ban him, though. And I'm glad that we have a bunch of good people that are like, no, don't ban the guy. To the 20% that said yes, ban him. Savage. We got some. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's the thing. I mean, this 5 minute. 5 minute now is looking beautiful. But, I mean, really? Did anybody weather that storm? I get, again, hindsight confirmation bias. You're probably like, oh, well, I would have had my stop above VWAP. And to be fair to you, maybe you truly would have. But if my question to you is, let's just say that that this candle did this, and just skyrocketed up. Would you be saying you had your stop at VWAP, or would you be saying, oh no, that wouldn't have been that big of a loss because I would have had my stop right above the 50 SMA? Again, that's how the hindsight confirmation bias can work. But that was a very, very tricky play. Yes, it is now being rejected off the 50 possibly, but that big spike above it, you got to think probably knocked out a bunch of shorts. So I'm going to just take that and say I play that one right with the scalp. Yeah, so this is officially become very, very tricky from a short perspective. Now, again, in hindsight, it's super easy, right? It's super like, oh, well, why don't you just get short right here? It's like, well, yeah, you're asking that because you know this is happening right now. So in order for me to reframe it, are you buying now? Are you buying this pullback? Are you getting short right now? But you have to answer right now. You don't get to wait to see what happens. Answer it right now. Now, I'm not saying any of you are actually doing that. I'm just saying in general, that's why trading's hard. And that's why trading books don't work. Because, I mean, it's easy for a book to be like, yeah, so you go long right there. Well, no kidding, you go long right there when you know that it broke out. No kidding. Fred Fairchild, I'm a hindsight trillionaire. What number comes after trillionaire? I don't know. Like or trillion. Like what comes after trillion? Does anybody know? Who's a number genius here? Buenos dias, Jose, mi amigo. ¿Cómo estás? Or, ¿cómo estás? I was going to say como dices, but I think that means what day is it? Quadrillion? Okay, yeah, I think I'm a quadrillionaire then. Because I've probably been trading longer than you have. So that's the only reason, though. But yeah, my hindsight trading account is very, very, very buffery. And I may be missing some of the comments. And if I do, I apologize. But we're kind of getting to the crowd size now, which is great. Where I don't know if I'll necessarily see anything. So I'm not ignoring anybody. But as always, and I haven't even said that yet, if you want me to see a comment or you have a request or whatever, $5 super chats, bring it to my attention and I'll address it right away. Again, by no means is that a must do, but just for disclosure, like I can't make a guarantee that I'll ever see your comment or reply to it. That doesn't mean that I'm ignoring it. It just means that right now we're kind of getting several comments. So if it's like really pressing, then a $5 super chat, I will for sure interact with it. Wow, we're already at 72 likes. Could we actually hit 100 within the first hour? Maybe. We only need 27 more. Okay, this is an interesting pullback here. I just don't trust myself on this. This is, yeah, like I said, this market, that 50 MA or that short I took, I thought that was a pretty obvious one, but I don't know if this is as obvious. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. Now I have a Dell Financial 52. What's that? Oh my. I mean, let's see. I want to see this one, a couple more candles. Let's see if it wants to respect that 21 EMA, which so far so good. Beautiful respecting of it. She going to bounce? James is all in. James said this is going to happen. So James is all in because it is going to happen. Not might happen. Not potentially going to happen. Not has a chance of happening. It is happening. She's going to bounce. So James is all in. I definitely have zero interest in shorting this because as we were just discussing, as of right now, ever since this bounce has started, it keeps suckering in shorts. Acted like it wanted to be weak just to go to a new high. Acted like it wanted to be weak just to go to a new high. Acted like it wanted to be weak just to go to new high. Acted like it wanted to be weak. Are we headed to a new high? Maybe. But if you are long, or if you're thinking about being long, fine. Just something to keep in mind if you're not seeing it. Even if it does break to new highs, notice what's not that far away above those highs. You have the VWAP and the 200 period moving average, which could realistically act as resistance. For you WWF fans out there, I think I made this analogy several days ago. This is like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man up here. Yes, I revealed my age. I remember when it was WWF. So we have Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Randy Savage, tag team partners. Are they going to be able to knock the price back down if it gets up through there? Maybe not. All I'm saying is be careful of like buying the break. I'm going to buy that break of the highs because if you do, maybe just think of scalp because not that far away, you have those areas looming overhead as resistance levels. Oh, JDA is back. We've been missing you, JDA. Good to have you back. Still in at 85. It's bouncing. You're in at 85. Where's 85 at? Right here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Shane. I hope you got a stop loss in, Shane, because if I'm assuming right, you are underwater right now. Everyone thinks the world is going to burn. I mean, I don't know about that. I think people are like, well, let's get ready for higher prices. I think that's probably what people are thinking. Who was the wrestler that used to wear the pink undies? Oh, I don't know. I don't think I have that many. I was not aware of any wrestlers that wore pink undies. Yeah, JDA. We don't believe you. We don't believe you and your GME. Nobody's that big of a sucker. You're too smart. You're just bored at work and trolling. 36 is your stop. All right, so. Well, Shane, good on you for having to stop. You can't win them all. I guess to be fair to you, you're still in. Not looking so good, but maybe you'll survive the storm. You never heard of Macho Man? What did you say, brother? I would guess Diamond Dallas Pink Underwear. Yeah, that's the guy's name. Clay's the man. I don't know, some days. Some days I am the man. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no, Shane. Be disciplined, though, Shane. I know the voice is going to be like, just move it down a little bit more. Be disciplined. Yeah, I think you're hanging in there. I think you're in by the skin of your teeth, I think. I won my first 5 trades. Yeah, good. That was me today, too. I was on a winning streak, and then I started the live stream when this bounce started, which was actually not a dead cat bounce, unlike all the other real dead cat bounces. I think I'm at. I've had 2 winners now and 2 losers. I think on the stream. That might be a lie. Maybe I've only had 1, and I still don't know how much I made on that because I cannot remember what my losses were. All right, looks like Shane, this got you right here. I think that's all right. Good job being disciplined. Hacksaw. What was that? Hacksaw Jim Dugan or something like that. Is that the guy that carried the wood? The wood plank. Oh, it was Ravishing Rick Rude? Good job, Shane. Good discipline. Oh, yeah, Bret Hart. They were the pink and black, the Heartbreak Kids or whatever. No, that was Shawn Michaels' name. Sellers came back in. Yeah, they did. I just still don't trust it from the short side. I don't trust any of this. Got into ALDX. Why? Curry, you were here yesterday. Why are you still trading stocks? Why? You heard about Pam's plant, and yet you're still doing stocks. Why? I would love to hear this explanation. You heard about Pam's plant yesterday, and yet you're still trying to day trade stocks. That's what I do. Okay, well then you waste your time, you waste your money. That is fine with me. I'm here to try to educate people, but if people want to waste their time, waste their money, take on way more risk, then so be it. Snap into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah. These markets getting wild. Chris Bonwad today. Yeah, I think he was maybe a little after my time. I'm up 4K right now. Yeah, and you're going to, yeah, and with, do you know who is also up a lot of money? That's fine. Good for you. Good job. I'm glad you're finding success in stocks. I've got to learn, because like at the core, I'd say I'm a teacher, coach. Like that's what I enjoy most. So when people are doing things that quite literally, mathematically, do not make sense, like not my opinion don't make sense, mathematically don't make sense, it drives me up the wall. Because like in my heart of hearts, I want to see people succeed. And like the best way to succeed is to do things that make sense. And sense meaning and logical being defined as mathematical, because that's what numbers are, right? Logic. And when people are like, no, I'm just going to do something illogical, it's like, okay, fine. I just got to let them sail their ships. And when they get absolutely hammered in the face, hopefully they remember that it was that goofy looking guy on that YouTube live stream that tried to warn them. But I'll be honest, it drives me insane when people do stuff that does not make mathematical sense. Time to short it now? No. James, you short it. You short it right now. I don't know. I already said I don't know. I don't trust this thing short. And in my defense, I'm glad I didn't trust it short, because now look at it. I would have been not roasted. I haven't been roasted. I would have had a losing trade again. Roasted, a little strong of a term. So sort of like we've had those people that show up, oh, it's going to fly. And then they're like, yeah, I took profit after 5 points. It's like, wait, you said it was going to fly. Why are you taking, or the other guy who has not been back. I think I offended him too much. Ken, I think was his name. He was like, oh, it's going to dump. Or something like that. It was, or no, bounce hard, I think. It was going to bounce hard. And then he was like, yeah, I took a 10-point move. I'm like, wait, you said it was going to bounce hard. What do you mean you took 10 points? That's not a hard bounce. What's good to trade? I would argue, Junior Blanco, what's good to trade are futures by using a prop firm, which can be summarized there via Pam's Plant. I'm not going to go through Pam's Plant. I've done it before. Maybe I'll do it at some point in the live stream, but not at this point. But Pam's Plant right here is my argument for the best day trading strategy around, which is you day trade futures through a prop firm for all these reasons right here. That would be my argument. That is the best thing to trade. The best thing to trade is futures by using a prop firm. It makes mathematical sense in many different ways. To be fair to Curry, who's not listening, I don't even know what he's doing. So I don't know. He might be like a swing trader or something, to be fair. So I don't even think he's ever said he wants to day trade. Be thankful for prop firm folks. Schwab requires, thank you. I mean, that's a good point. Yeah, be thankful for prop firm folks. Schwab requires $30,400 per. Is that real? I mean, I believe you, but that's crazy. I mean, that is crazy. Quick scalp at 8,950 if it can pop. Suri, I like how you said if it can pop. Instead of you saying when it pops, you just said if it can pop. Because that's right. You don't know if it will, or you don't know when it's going to pop because you don't know if it. My phone just started. Oh, don't worry about it then. I am interested in a double top. I guess before I talk, let's see, 35. My stop's at 50, so that's 15 points. 15 points, 10, so 20. So what is that? 30. So about 30. Let's call it a $35 risk. I'll take that. Try to double top. I'll risk $35, give or take. But I'm just doing one because this is still. So looking for a double top, stop slightly above those moving averages. So maybe I should wait until there to get short, but I'm just going to try to play the double top right there. So we'll see what happens. It's about a $35 risk. So if I'm wrong, I can depart with $35. I'll still be plenty green on the day. So we'll see if it can get up there or not. If assuming I did my math right in my head, my quick math, I think I did though. I think I did. It'll be a little bit more than 30. Yeah, it'll 35, 40. We'll put that range. In fact, I'm going to move this up. Just maybe try like a fake break. Maybe it'll be a fake break. And then there we go. Now I got about a 12.5 point risk. So there we go. It might wick and whip liquid clay. Well, no kidding, it might happen. It also might roll over and crash. Okay, here's another learning lesson that newbies always do. They play the could game or the might game. So if you want a way to never, ever, ever take a trade in your entire trading career, play the might or could game with you. Because as JDA just illustrated, it might wick and whip Liquid Clay. You're right. Let me cancel the trade. Well, right now, okay, I want to buy the dip. Clay, it could keep on crashing down. Okay, you're right. I'll cancel that trade. Then it gets down here. I'm thinking, okay, I want to buy that. Clay, it could flush right through those support levels. Okay, I'll cancel that trade. Does everybody see how the might and could game, if you play that, like you're never ever going to take a trade in your entire life? Does everybody, give me a 1. Does that make sense? Does everybody see the danger of playing the might or could game? Give me a 1. Because that's like actually a very, very real game that people like to play. But like then don't be a trader. Like you'll literally never make a trade. Never. I mean, you're not wrong, JD8. That could happen. Absolutely, it could happen. But it could also go up there, fill me, and then roll all the way back over. That could happen too. So we'll see if that wants to play. Well, would have and could have and should have. Those would still allow you to potentially take a trade. Like, because then, like, well, I could have done that differently. I should have done that differently. But, like, if you just play this could, like, you'll never, ever even get into a trade. What makes a tax so easy? Very good question, Mark L. Because all a prop firm will do is send you a 1099 form, and that's it. You take the 1099 form, and you give it to your accountant. There you go. There's all your profits right there. Okay, so I think we have confirmation that Stay Smooth is a troll. Because he never did. So he's still here, but you never answered the question about who is this Luis guy? And now you're asking me another like troll-like question. Again, I don't want to jump to conclusions. But no, none of that stuff. No wall shell, none of that nonsense. They will just hand you the 1099 form, Markel. Yeah, Luigi. Yeah, you heard that I'm on Team Free Luigi. I don't even know who Luigi is. Yeah, maybe it is the wrong live stream. That's potential. Again, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. Am I frozen? Am I frozen or is this moving? Because maybe I need to refresh this. Oh, has it been like that the whole time? I don't think I'm frozen. All right, I'll just show you what I see and let me know if this is what you see. So it's showing me as showing that to you, but I'm assuming that's not what people see right now. Like this part right here. Like this is not what you're looking at. Luigi murdered the CEO of an insurance company. Oh, that guy. His name's Luigi. Okay, so I'm on Team Free Luigi. No, I'm not aware of being on that team. Not frozen. Okay, cool. I will not worry about that then. We are at 80. I think we could hit 150 today. I really think we could hit 150. Hey, James, can you confirm or deny? Is this Stay guy, okay, well, we're getting close to, so close. Oh, so close. I should have just played it right at the double. There's a should have word. Look, my original order was right there. Oh, I would have been filled. Ah. That's what happens when you don't trust your instincts. Look at that. The plan was the double top right there. It hit it and then went oh so close to filling me, but it did not. There it was. So the lesson there, look at that. Yeah, that's not me like, oh, are you sure it would have been? No, it definitely would have been filled. Well, I tried. I did not follow my original entry point, which would have been the beautiful double top. Hopefully one of you actually maybe did play the double top and didn't try to play a little miniature fake break of it. Yikes, just glanced over at SPY puts, 1,800%. Yeah. Problem with that is the people that are making 1,800% on gain or on puts, they'll eventually give it back. Because they're behaving recklessly. And keep in mind, behaving recklessly does not equal losing money. That's not my claim. Behaving recklessly can equal losing money. Now, in order for us to change that into losing money, behaving recklessly over extended periods of time equals losing money. If you keep behaving badly, eventually the market it's going to get that money back and then some. But that is why trading is hard, because you can do stupid things and make money, and you can come to the conclusion, oh, that was smart because I made money. Are you sure? Or was that just the market tricking you into thinking that was a good habit because it gave you money? Now, to be fair, sometimes, no, that is good. That was wise. That is why you made money. You were behaving wisely. That's why you made money. But other situations, you were behaving very stupidly, but you still made money. But then those people think, therefore, I must be doing it right. So yes, behaving recklessly can equal making money. Behaving recklessly over extended periods of time equal you will give it all back. So yeah, the people that scored on those big puts, yeah, they're playing far out of the money situation. All that, like, I get it. But days like yesterday, days like today, don't come around that often. What's the longest I've sat on a trade? Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. Are those types of profits available in futures? Better profits are available. Well, I don't know. Let's do a number. So no, we can't really do it. It depends. Well, how many puts did they have? Because I will say yesterday the market moved 1,000 points down in like 15 minutes. So let's just do this. Okay, and I'm gonna need who's good at math, because so if you went the prop firm route and you had $105 in. So we'll just take this as our baseline. Somebody that had $105 in puts. What is 1,800% gain on that? 1,800%. What is that gain? We're at like $1,800. Am I right there? Yeah, I think about $1,800. Can somebody confirm my mental math there? Okay, somebody's saying 1950, somebody's saying 1890. Okay. Yeah. So let's just call it $2,000. So somebody, if they had $105 of puts, they could have made, okay, 1890. So we'll call it $1,900. So if somebody had $105 of those puts, they would have made $1,900. So wow, $105 into $1,900. Or you could have done futures. So futures at 105, you could get up to 3 NQ contracts. Okay. So as I mentioned yesterday, I'm not going to show you. If you don't believe me, that's fine. You can just go back in the chart and look. But there was 1,000-point move in futures. So the way points work is 1 point in futures equals $20. Okay? 1 point in futures equals $20. And as I just showed, you could have up to 3 contracts for that $105. So that $105 could get you 3 contracts, which means, so it's 1 point equals $20 per contract. So if we had 3 contracts, that would mean that every point equals $60. Again, 1 point equals $20 per contract. If you had 3 contracts, 20 times 3 equals $60. And I just said that yesterday, the movement that created the 1,800% of the puts was 1,000-point move in futures. So what is 1,000 times 60 per point. $60,000. Get that option stuff out of here, son. Get that out of here, boy. Same amount, 105. 105. Boom. Boom. That's Pam's plant right there, fellas and fellettes. Is that what a woman is? Fellettes? A fellet? Or is a woman still a fella? Right there, Pam's plant.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
just need to see if you have something.
What are you looking for?
Those packaging envelope thing.
I don't think they're in here.
No? Okay.
Just the white ones.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
So there we go. Interesting question. So yeah, same amount of money with that 105 trading futures through a profit. Now we're assuming like those people that got the the 1,800%. Sure, they got totally lucky, whatever. So yes, I do realize that in my little mathematical scenario, that person would have gotten totally lucky. They would have totally played it perfectly, all that. But 60,000 versus $1,900. Why are people day trading options? I don't know. Like I said earlier, it drives me nuts. People are doing things that don't make sense. Sense being defined by math, because that is the backbone of logic, is math. Well, I guess certain types of logic. But so if you want to go there and... Is there a scalp rule at TPT? There is not. If you like that math right there, yes, yeah. If in the pro account, correct, because there is the 50% consistency rule. That is fair, but yes, if they were in the pro account, my point was with the deal, they could be in the pro account with the 105. Look at this. How does this thing not roll over? Look at all these upper shadows. So, I mean, really, and I will take the trade because you just have to do it. But, you know, short up around this area, stop above VWAP. I mean, I don't know if it'll work out, but this is just a setup where if it gets up there, you just have to do it. Like, that's just a good setup. So I will, in fact, let me get that on right now as we talk, just in case I miss it. Yeah, we'll go 30. Yeah, so sell, stop over there, buy. So we'll see if this happens or not. I'm going to move my up a little bit again. I'm playing the high of that rejection point right there. So about $35-ish risk I'm willing to do. I'll still be plenty green. So yeah. So if I'm right, I'm not going to make a bunch of money either. But at this point, I am focused solely on risk. And I'm always focused solely on risk. But I'm willing to wager $35 on this one. That it, potentially wants to get rejected. But if it wants to break up through and just go boom, all right, I'll be out $35. I am in. So we'll see what happens. All right, so the ads are more spaced out than I thought. Just got another one, and that's been 30 minutes. Okay, cool. I mean, would you agree 30 minutes isn't terrible? All right, I'm going to move this in green. So this will be a winning trade now. I'll follow it down as it goes. Come on, keep getting rejected. Come on. Come on, come back down. All right. So out there for a little gain. You know what? I'm going to do it again. There we go. Let's see if we can get another rejection. If not, and out on that one. Okay. And this is what we're looking on the 5-minute. Pretty amazing candle to fight through all that former selling pressure, fight through VWAP, but it got it done. So winner and a loser there. I don't know if I was net positive or net negative. I think I was still net positive a little bit, but TPT sounds like a low-risk option. Yeah, Mark. Yep. That's one of the letters of Pam's plant. In terms of added risk control, you protect your money because if you were to do... Let's just say you lose your mind, you get caught in a huge spike, or you just go on tilt, you revenge trade, but just something crazy happens and you lose, $1,500. Did you actually lose $1,500? You didn't. Now, you did fail the test. You lost the account. You can always try again. You can always get another account, but you would have lost the account. But it actually cost you $1,500. It didn't. It would have cost you the cost of the account, which was 105. Whereas if you're trading your own money because you're day trading options or day trading stocks or day trading crypto or day trading Forex, and you had the same exact circumstances where you went on tilt, you lost your mind, you revenge traded, or you just got caught in a crazy move, well, then that would have cost you all $1,500. I mean, that $1,500 loss would have been out of your pocket. Whereas in this situation, out of your pocket, only the 105 mark. So yes, it is a low risk option, and that is part of the added risk there within Pam's plan. We've been stuck at 80 likes for a while now, so and I don't think I've requested. So if you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. We got to for sure at least get up to 100 here, so please hit that like button. Yes, thanks, Thinker. Data is included. So part of that subscription is you don't need to go pay for data or anything like that. All right, Thomas, I should be here in 45 minutes. I should get a Pam's plant tattoo. Who says I don't already have one? Who says I don't already have one? You, my friend, are assuming that I don't have one already. Yeah, take care, Thomas. Thomas is our local, I don't know. I was going to say our local Brit, but I don't know. Is that everybody in the UK is a Brit? Yeah, British. Yeah, British means the entire UK, right? Unless you're in Ireland or something like that. Ireland doesn't like the rest of the... I still don't understand the geopolitical stuff in the UK. Like, because you could say I'm English or I'm Irish or I'm Welsh or something like... Or I'm Scottish. But, like, are all those British? Does anybody know? Again, I do realize you could say that you're English, you're Welsh, you're Irish, or you're Scottish. I do realize that. But are all four of those... Would all four of those call themselves British? Does anybody know the answer to that? Because I do not. No, they wouldn't. So who are the British ones then? Just the English? Only the British people would call them... Or only the English people would call themselves British? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I should probably be getting short here, tight stop above here. Yeah, I got plenty of leeway.
Order filled.
And my stop is up there. Let's see if this thing wants to roll over. I just see a linear range. I don't know what that is. So it's a very simple premise. Is it going to get rejected by the 200 period moving average and the VWAP? Is it going to roll over from here? If it's not going to get rejected, then I will take my loss and move on. But this live stream has been the live stream of getting suckered in from the short side. And it looks like it's happening again. When and why did you start trading? When? 2006. Why? Because it's fun. It's fun. Except when stuff like this is happening. How am I not stopped out? Did it not hit that green line? I mean, were you looking for like more of an in-depth answer? Like, it's fun. I like it as an income stream potential. Not a full-time income stream potential though. That's today. It's just been like one thing suckered in after another. But as far as like, when and why? So this isn't really on topic, but like one of the worst goals I can hear, and one of the things that I'm not aware of, is like if your goal is I'm going to be a full-time trader, that's a terrible goal. I don't know any full-time traders, and I don't think you do either. Now, before you can go and say, wait a second, Clay, I know a full-time trader, and then you put in that name, I have a couple questions. Do they have a YouTube channel? Do they have a blog? Are they on, MSNBC? And then on the bottom, it says like they have some sort of website. No, they're not full-time. Now, is one of their streams of income from trading? Yes, but they have other streams of income. So I am a big believer in being a professional income stream creator. But full-time trader, that's something I could never do that. That would be too much pressure to have my only stream of income coming from trading. No thanks. So I am not anywhere close to being a full-time day trader. And I would encourage you to not seek out to be a full-time day trader. I would encourage you to seek out being a full-time income stream creator. Because every wealthy person that I've ever studied, they have one thing in common: multiple streams of income. So I realize that's not quite what you asked. Well, you just said, why not full-time? There you go, Angela. That's why. Because I think that is a terrible goal. And I don't know any full-time day traders. I bet you don't either. So if you have a full-time job, cool. And you trade, fantastic. There's two streams of income for you right there. That's fantastic. Never let anybody look down on you or make it seem like you're not a legitimate trader because, you have a full-time job. Well, you're not actually a trader. Nonsense. The other person is the fool. They're like, I'm a full-time trader. My only stream of income comes from trading. It's like, okay, I'd rather do what wealthy people do. And wealthy people have many streams of income. And you don't have to take my word for it. Go study wealthy people. And you will see they have all sorts of streams of income. We have hit a rough patch on the likes, though. Goodness. We are just stuck. If you are here and enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. It's almost getting borderline. Are we even going to be able to hit 100 likes within 2 hours now? And my voice just cracked, but my body's going through some changes, so cut me some slack. I am getting over a cold. My voice is still feeling a little bit, but hopefully I'm sounding a little bit better. I know yesterday was kind of rough, but we had people, put up with it. I don't know. I should probably be buying this pullback now because this does really seem to be picking up momentum within an uptrend. But this has been very tricky. Because I basically started a live stream here. Yeah, here's where I started. We got the breakdown. I guess I'll try to pat myself on the back a little bit because I've been doing but I didn't take that. But then right there is where the fiddle playing began, and I'm being played like a fiddle. I've had, I think, 2 winning trades, but yeah. So it has just been one fake out after another. So is this a pullback and go? A back test and go here of these areas? Back test and go. Will the trend continue? That seems to be more than valid. Some members went back to party time trading. You trade differently when it's your only income. Yeah, you trade scared out of your mind. You don't trade well. You trade with an amount of pressure that is undoable. Like if you're trading because I got to get my mortgage payment, or I got to pay the bill, or I got to put food on the table, if that's why you're trading, no way. I mean, I guess I can't speak for everybody, but there's no way I could handle that amount of pressure. No way. And I've yet to meet anybody, and I do have watch this sales play. Watch this transition. I do offer a podcast. My podcast has been around since basically 2013. I think I just did episode like 500 something. So I've talked to many people. And over the years, many people have been like, yeah, so I quit my job, or I didn't have a job and I got into trading. And every single one of those people, you know where it ended? Yeah, there's too much pressure. Too much pressure. So I do agree that you will trade differently if it's your only income. You will trade very poorly due to the pressure. No PDT futures through a prop firm. No, there's just no PDT. So the zero pattern day trade rule has nothing to do with prop firms. That's just futures. So whether you trade in a prop firm or not, futures does not have a pattern day trading rule. But elusive, you're worrying me. I'm almost getting the impression that you're just going to go trade futures with your own money. So if anybody wants to try to talk elusive off that ledge, would probably be wise, because I'm telling you, futures can move very, very quickly. I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know. And if you get stuck again, even if you're behaving and it's not you going on tilt or anything, they move very quickly. And if they go very quickly against you, it can get up into the thousands of dollars very quickly. And if that's your own money, don't do it, elusive. Don't do it. But if you do it, just remember the goofy looking guy on YouTube live stream trying to warn you against it. My primary goal with trading is making additional payments on debt while holding my full-time jobs. There we go. So you have an income stream. That is good. That is good. Eventually, I'd like to quit my job and work for myself as well as trade as an additional. Yeah. Like, I don't have any problem. If, like, you want to quit your job, that's fine. But just make sure that the plan is I want to quit my job to do day trading full-time as my only source of income. That's not going to go well. It's not going to go well. If it is, I want to quit my job and then start working on multiple streams of income, trading being one of them, cool. I like it. I like it. EJ, Clay, great content. Thoughts on depression, aka years of a bear market? I think it's coming, unfortunately. I don't know about a depression. I'm not sure on that. But yeah, unless things change with the tariffs, higher prices are coming. Higher prices are coming. So if you think that higher prices could send the poor and middle class into a world of hurt, because I mean the people that are providing the jobs, providing the products, providing the services, they're just going to bake those extra costs into their pricing. So that's why it's like, man, you tax the rich. How do the rich keep getting richer? It's like, well, because you can tax them 10%. They're like, oh, you're going to take 10% or more of my money? I'll just increase my prices by 10%. So yeah, I guess it's really just a question of who asked that, EJ. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What kind of impact do you think higher prices will have on the middle class and poor people? So that's kind of, I think, what it would depend on. If it's like going to be a massive effect, then yeah, I could see that. I hesitate to use the word depression because that's a pretty weighty term. Hope you don't go red today, Clay. I will not go red today. Thank you, though. Thank you. It's so kind of you. Not panning yet. I'm really interested in the prop firm you talk about. I like the leverage I offer. What are you trading right now, elusive? What do you trade? And again, this assumes that you want to be a day trader. Pam's plant is only in the category of day trading. G-Lord, hello. I'm a small business owner. That's awesome. And would like to get my business off the ground. Trading could provide supplemental income. Awesome. What's your what business do you have, Raspberry? Do you sell raspberry kiwis? 300-day in trading is a decent yearly earning. That's not too hard to do. Yeah, I mean, that's reasonable. Even in futures, if you're like, I want 3,000 a day, by no means am I saying that's easy. But is it reasonable? It is reasonable because futures do have a very volatile nature, especially if you get into copy trading. Copy trading, 3,000 becomes realistic. But again, not easy. Not easy. Realistic in the sense of it's certainly possible, but it is possible to become an astronaut. But that doesn't mean that it's actually easy to become an astronaut. The rich can also afford deals on the market. They scoop where oh yeah. Yeah, Rory. I got I mean, it was somewhat scary at the time, but I think I had a good thesis. But in 2008, 9, 10, I was scooping up real estate all over the place. I built up, I mean, that's when I was entering into real estate investing. And, you know, it was, like I said, it was a little scary at the time because the world was ending. The financial markets were melting, foreclosures everywhere. I mean, it was truly the end of the world. And I'm like, well, because of this, and that, I had some ideas. I think I'm going to start buying real estate. And long story short, that was a good idea on my part. It helped my overall net wealth. I'll put it that way. But yeah, in order to be able to scoop up deals, you actually have to have money. And in order to have money, you have to actually live below your means. And in order to live below your means so that you can have money left over that you can save to scoop up good deals when times like this hit, well, you got to make that choice. Am I going to live below my means or am I going to live above my means and go into credit card debt and stuff like that? So that's just a choice that people have to make. If you want to live at your means, then you're not going to have any savings. If you want to live above your means, well, you'll eventually be dealing with me because no bank is going to give you a loan. But I'll give you a loan. But the problem for you is you're a high-risk client. And if I'm going to deal with a high-risk client, guess what I need? I need a higher reward. So what does that mean? It means I got to charge you higher interest rates. So don't become a high-risk financial client. Not because you won't ever be able to get a loan. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you're going to want a loan because you're higher risk, well, high risk means people need higher reward. They're going to charge you more. So don't become a high-risk client. Don't let your credit throw you into the category of high risk because people that loan money need to factor in the risk versus reward. We should all understand that here as traders. Risk versus reward. That applies in the loan game also. That is why people with really good credit get really low interest rates. Why? Because they're like, oh, you're pretty low risk. You're good with money. Yeah, we don't need to charge you as much. And why don't they charge you as much? Because they know that you'll just go elsewhere and you'll just get a loan from somebody else. So that's that competition. That's a good thing. How did I get on that topic? Oh, because Rory said something about scooping up deals. Thoughts on car flipping? Oh man, that's awesome. If I had that skill, that's a great idea. I have a question. I've been practicing paper trading on TradingView, but my buy never triggers, or if it triggers, it hits my stop loss. It sounds like maybe your stop loss is a little too tight, Samuel. It's hard to say without actually seeing, but based off that description, seems like it's a little too tight. Should I be buying this dip here? No. I'll be interested. I might step up to the plate, take a swing if it wants to get down to that trend line there from the long side. If anything, maybe I should be looking at, could I do that? Let's see. 24 up to 45. That's 20. That's about $40. Where am I at right now? I could lose another $40. I'd still be green. If I can get pushed down through here. Well, I'll go short there. Again, stop above here, but it's got to come down and hit that red line. Because I could see it going down and testing that level right there. Now, if it pushes up through VWAP, my risk profile is going to change, and I'll have to cancel out. Nope. Okay. My risk profile is still valid. Oh, a Fed speaker's talking right now. And it's pushing up through. All right, never mind. My risk profile has changed. That trade's I'm no longer interested in. No raspberries. I started a sign shop. I do vehicle wrap, storefronts. Oh, cool. It may not be the best business in the world, but it's a passion I have. Well, then for you, it's the best business because for you, it doesn't feel like work. That's awesome. Good for you. That's fantastic. Man, I love fellow business owners. Oh, I also love scolding things on my throat when my voice isn't doing the best. Went long at 9:42, set stop at 9:36, closed position at 42 or at 62. Good job, Frank. That's great advice with living within their means. Yep. Been trading since '05, mainly stocks and options, but I'm very intrigued with futures now. At what point in Wait, but you didn't time you elusive. I need the category. I understand you're in the category of trading, but the three categories are this: investing, day trading, and swing trading. So what category are you in? Are you in the day trading category or are you in the swing trading category? When you say you've been trading, yes, still need to figure out what category. The dip that keeps on dipping. Yes, in hindsight, Clay, you shouldn't have let that spook you out. Yeah, well, I set my trade plan. It pushed up too much. So I had to cancel it. But you're right. In hindsight, should have just gotten short there. Oh, I did say that I'd be interested in potentially going long here. So there we go. Green line down there for an entry point. That's what they call him, J Pound. Do you trade options? No. Trading options is garbage. Very, very poor choice of capital and time. I do Pam's plant. I trade futures through a prop firm. And a very simple reason on why futures are way, way, way better than options is there's no Greeks in futures. Options, if things start to go sideways, theta begins to erode the value. I told you, oh, you're one of those guys. Did you? Did you tell me about that? I told you this. Yes, I know. Everybody's always swinging by to tell me what they told me. But good. I hope you took that trade. I hope you took that trade. That's fine. Good. I trust that you told me that. All I'm saying is, whether it's a YouTube comment section or, emails or now I'm learning live streams, people are always showing up to tell me like, well, I told you this was going to happen. It's like, no, I believe that. But I also think that there's a bias involved here where had the opposite happened, you would not be telling me anything. You would not take time out to be like, hey, I told you this, when if this didn't actually work out. Now, to be fair, maybe some people would be like, I told you this and it didn't actually work out. I was wrong. But I don't think I've ever gotten one of those messages before. But yeah, when you tell somebody something and it works out, of course you're going to let them know. But if it doesn't work out, do you ever tell them that? Hey, I said this, I claimed this, it didn't work out. Mainly swing. Oh, okay. Well, if you're mainly swinging, elusive, then Pam's plant does not apply to you because you can do some very cool things with options, for example, in the swing trading world. But if you are in the day trading category, then yeah, that is by far the best thing. And it's not even close. But yes, Pam's plant is not an argument for swing trading. It's for day trading. That's why you've got to specify the categories very, very closely. We are at 91 likes. So if you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get this up over 100 likes. We are also approaching the 2-hour mark, and I will go beyond 2 hours, but I want to make sure people are interested. So let's do this. We have about 19 minutes. We got to get this up to at least 105 likes. So in the next 19 or $15 in super chat. So in the next 19 minutes, 21 minutes, we need 9 more likes or $15 in super chat. No, we can do 110 likes. 110 likes or $15 in super chats. So, but we have time. So if you want the party to go beyond the 2-hour mark, if people are still interested, then we'll keep it going. But I am quantifying interest via likes and super chats. Which we're at $0 super chats. I guess everybody spent their money on the vending machines over lunchtime here. Well, do I say? Yeah, I'd still be interested if it wants to come down here. Although, gotta be honest, where's my stop at? I don't even know where. It's kind of a sketchy entry point. If anything, I should probably look to get long here, and then that's what would make most sense now, I think. So get long there, and then I have a stop down below the 50. How am I not in? There I am. Now I'm in. Let's see if we can get some sort of bounce. Put it slightly below 75. Sell stop. Again, very minimal risk because I'm not trusting myself too much. This afternoon session has not. I've had winning trades, but I have not. Hey, hell in them. I don't know if have you ever even talked. Well, hit the like button. Hell in them said party on, Wayne. So we are going beyond 2 hours. Still though, hit that like button. Thank you very much. The party will continue. Now let's see this party. Let's see this. There we go. There we go. Nope, still can't move it. Need to see some more. All right. I want this to be a winning trade at this point. So it will be a winning trade. Just a question of, okay, I'm going to move that up to below the lows. Come on, keep bouncing. Let me follow this up. Come on. Just make a nice, go rocket ship mode. Come on. Don't hit me on. Don't hit my stop. Yeah, there we go. The weather's nice up there. Come on. Come on, Cletus. Come on, Cletus. Do it. Do it. If it gets up above the 21 EMA, which is that green line there, I'll move my stop again. But this will be a winning trade regardless, so stress-free. Stress-free. My only stress right now is how much money am I going to make because I have no idea how high this is actually going to go. So that's a good stress to have. How much money am I going to make? Come on, push up through there, Cletus. Do it. Like I said, I want to see it up above the 21 EMA before I move my stop again. Come on, push through, Cletus. There we go, Cletus. There we go, Cletus. You're my boy, Cletus. You're my boy. They're my boy, Cletus. You're my boy. Push up through there. Come on, Cletus. Keep it going, boy. You're my boy, Cletus. Come on, push up. There we go. Push up for me. You're my boy, Cletus. You're my boy. You're my... There we go. I don't even know what I made on that one, but now I'm down 98. On one MNQ. So if that's not an argument for day trading futures, I don't know what is. That was the bare minimum movement that you could get with something. The slow moving contract and just one of them. And then did you all notice the holy grail of trading there? Did you notice the song I was singing? That's all it takes. Title of the song, You're My Boy Cletus. That's it. All you got to do is sing that as soon as you get filled and you'll make money. That's actually the holy grail of trading. I have discovered it, and you all just witnessed it. For you statisticians out there, forget the fact that it's a sample size of 1. Those are details that don't matter. Sample size is overrated. But that is the holy grail. Hey, thanks, Elusive. You had a question, though, in which you are... is futures trading the result of you growing as a trader, considering for the longest options world and trainer? Very good question, Elusive. I don't know how in-depth you want me to go, because I'll give you the short answer here, but I want to also, since you gave the $5 super chat, you deserve the utmost attention here. I'm trying to think about what. Hello? Uh-oh. Can somebody go to claytrader.com? No, Kane. I use Take Profit Trader. Oh boy. Is my site down? Can somebody go to claytrader.com and does it work for you? Site is not loading. Okay. All right, I'm going to have to address this ASAP. Not loading? Okay. All right. Excuse me 1 second. Nothing's even popped up. All right, I'll still have to let this load. All right. Well, at least on the bright side, we're over 100 likes. Well, that's a damper. I wonder if my let me check something over here. Wonder if my the WordPress dashboard works or not. There it is. So the site works. It's working for you, Frank? Are you sure? Now out again. All right, well, we'll have to keep an eye on it. See what happens with that. Again, we still got to get up to 115 likes. I mean, I'm going beyond 2 hours, but the goal is still 115. There, Frank, last time you said there it is, and then it was not there. Are you lying again, Frank? Are you teasing me, Frank? Frank, what are you doing? Keeps going in and out. Well, I've not had it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Frank's doing. Okay, finally got this, a 503 request error. This page you requested generated server error. All right, trying to trade, trying to navigate the site. Amazing times here. Well, so that right there, good little trade off. Where did I even buy? I don't remember. The Cletus trade. I bought down around here, didn't I? Yeah, I think I bought right around here. My stop. Look at these. Do you see the risk reward on that? Bought right here. Stop was basically right there. Oh, so tiny risk, and then I finally got stopped out way up there. There you go. How much? Yeah. Bought some VU when the... Oh, yeah. VU, that's a good one for the long term. Did I pay my tariff? Yeah, I don't know. That could be why it's down. Oh, we got a couple people with the. All right. I'm sorry, Elusive. So I was Elusive. Sorry, you gave me the super chat. You asked the question, and then when I went to send you, that's right. Okay. Um. So long story short, for the past 2 or 3 years, I mean, for even longer than that, people were like, Clay, get into futures. And just because I'm a stubborn donkey, I was like, no, no, no. And they were like, Clay, dude, there's this new thing called prop firms too. Futures trading prop firms. It's awesome. I'm like, no, prop firms sound super sketchy. No thanks. But over the past few years, there have been very good traders, very trusted. I would call them friends now. A little bit more context: the community, the site, the channel has been around since 2013. So I'm kind of like an old timer here. I'm one of those like grumpy old guys. Get off my lawn. So I've known a lot of people now. We've done meetups. So that's just the way. There's people that I would call like genuine friends that I trust. Sure, I've only met them in life or real life a couple times, but they're like, no, I'm doing this futures thing through a prop firm. And then these people started posting their profits, posting getting paid. Michelle, who's a great member of our community, she went on like a 2-week European vacation with her prop firm profits, and she was posting this like, hey, here it is, all prop firm profits going on. So, I mean, I was like, okay, all right. Now, sure, there's been prop firms that have been scammy and scummy. That's why I'm not sitting here recommending a bunch of them. I'm just doing the one. So I'm trying to gauge the chat specialist over here too. But they're like, just a minute. Okay, thanks. But they were, why I didn't start with futures trading. Yes, well, I got started back in 2013, or I'm sorry, the site started in 2013. I started back in 2006, and futures trading was different back then because of this right here, the M. What do I mean by that? Well, now you can trade something called the MNQ, and that's what I've been trading. Before, like 5-6 years ago, maybe even less than that, it used to just be the NQ. And the NQ moves very quickly, and just jumping into futures, a little sketchy because all you had was the NQ. But now with the MNQ, it makes it, I mean, truly a great invention by Wall Street. A great invention with the MNQ, which stands for micro. They move just much slower. Now, sure, your gains are not going to be as big, but your risk is much more, it's going to be very, very containable too. So the MNQ has been a game changer, I would say. What puts should I buy? You should not buy puts, John. You're wasting your time trading options. You should trade, or I should say you should day trade futures through a prop firm, John. That's what you should do. Puts are garbage. Puts are a waste of your time, unless you like dealing with the Greeks. If you like dealing with Greeks and having theta eat away at your positions, I mean, I guess go for it. But even if I were into options, John, why are you asking me? Like, dude, come on, man. Come on, man. You got to think for yourself. But so what was the question? Why did I get into? Yeah, it wasn't. Prop firms were definitely not available. And the other thing that was not available was the MNQ, or was just the M's, the micros. So those two things were why I did not get into it way back when. And I don't even know if futures trading was like, I don't even know when I learned about futures trading. It definitely wasn't when I first got started. But yeah, like I said, I have yet to have anybody refute Pam's plant within the category of day trading. All right. I'm waiting on a message here. Okay, it's still down, it seems. Pam's plant, that's right. Hey Clay, what does it mean if I make losses and go below 48,000? I just got I just got a lost and my account moved to liquidate only. What size account? 50,000? I think that's what you said yesterday, if I remember right. 50, and you said you lost. How much did you lose? How much was your loss? From what I see, it looks like there may be an issue with bots hitting the site. I can see some Facebook meta bots as well as hitting the site quite a bit. Over 3,000 from the logs are telling us. Does your site utilize or have any reason these to be crawling on the site you are aware of? No. No reason. Oh. Did I offend somebody on the live chat? Okay, if you lost 2003, are you kidding me? Now the internet, my internet will be starting maintenance in your area that may impact your services. Okay, well, if I just drop off, now my internet's not going to be working. So I guess when it rains, it pours, huh? Okay, well, based on the rules of the challenge, so if you had a 50,000, the test is you're not allowed to lose more than 2,000. So if you lost more than 2,000, then my internet is, I don't think my internet's breaking. But you said you lost more than 2,000, so yeah, you failed. They took the account. You can try again. You can reset it for $100, but yes. The rules were you're not allowed to lose more than 2,000, and you lost 2,060. So that is why that is why you no longer have an account. Again, you can get the account back. You can try again for a reset of $100. So I'm getting hit by, the site's getting hit by bots. Taking a look, I can see here some Facebook meta bots as well as AI chat GPT hitting the site quite a bit. Over 3,000 from the logs are telling us. Does your site utilize or have any reason for these to be crawling the site that you are aware of? No. No, don't buy a new account, because if you buy a new account, it's going to cost you $119 again for the 50,000. So buying another account for $119 makes no sense when you can just reset it for $100. So then, would you like me to go ahead and get those blocked? Yes, please. Okay, how do I do the reset? In your dashboard, in the Take Profit Trader dashboard, somewhere you're going to see a reset button. So just to get logged into your dashboard, and where you see your account there, on the far right-hand column, there's going to be an area that... I am Take Profit Trader support now, and I'm happy to do so. He used my link, so I'll help him out. Again, if you want to support the channel, use that link in the pinned comment up above. If you're interested in getting into the prop firm world, which if you're in the category of day trading, certainly makes the most sense. Now, here's the question. Do you go long at the overnight low down here? It's acted as support before. Do you go long again and look for it to come down and bounce? That's the question. All right, we'll go 15 minutes, so we'll go 2 hours and 15 minutes. But if we want to go beyond that, another 15 minutes to keep the party going, it's going to require 120 likes or $10 in super chats. So we have about 16 minutes. No, did I say... We need 125 likes, so 15 more likes or I think this is what I'm going to start doing. 15 more likes or $15 in super chats, and we'll keep the party going. But we have about 16 minutes for that to happen. I used your link. Thank you. I think you should only look for shorts today. Well, Steffi, have you been on my live stream? I've been doing quite a few shorts, and I'm like one for, I don't know. What am I? 1 for 4 on shorts, but then I took a Cletus trade. I took a You're My Boy Cletus trade right here, and I went long, and it paid me. It almost brought me back to green. Clay, you want to know how to pass 150K within 4 to 5 days? The trick? Sure. What's the trick on how to pass it in 4 to 5 days? Made more on longs over here. A few shorts burned a little. I mean, shorts were working great earlier on. As I was telling people, the problem was we had this first big green candle spike up, which was a dead cat, rolled back over. And I know I made money somewhere around there on the short side. Here's another spike up, green candle. That was a dead cat, rolled back over, I made money. So I made money on that candle. Here was another spike green candle. Problem is, it didn't roll back over. It just kept grinding higher and higher. So that's where my short trade started to take losses. Like I said, I think I had a couple winners along the way. But yeah, my most recent trade and a good solid trade, you're my boy Cletus trade. I don't remember where that was, but that was actually on the long side. But the good news is that I'm still well green on the day. And, history is not always going to repeat itself. Obviously, history did not repeat itself here. This was not a dead cat bounce candle. It did not roll back over. It did cost me some losing trades, but that is why risk management is the top priority for any trader. I'm looking forward to hearing about this trick because I struggle with the 150K accounts. I'm getting close on my one. I'm getting close. Unless this is like some sort of joke or something. I think it's got to be a joke, right? Because there's not actually a trick. I'm just waiting to hear what the punchline is. Is it to go 15 contracts? Is that it? Is that where you're about to type? Go 15 contracts and then cross your fingers. Let's see if that's the trick. And I say 15 contracts because on the 150 account, the max you can do in a single trade is 15 contracts of the very, very volatile contracts. So yeah, that's pure craziness. Ooh, do I play the back test here? Well, look at me. Why am I still thinking short? That is an interesting area right up between those two lines. I just did a reset, hoping to pass the test and start it. Okay, good. Glad you figured out how to do the reset. And everybody blows accounts off. That's sort of part of it. But that's a beautiful thing of it. It's when you blew the account and you lost the $2,060. I'm glad that wasn't $2,060 out of your bank account. I'm glad that was just the $105 or whatever it was that you actually bought for the account. I guess we're still waiting. Let me check, see if the site's maybe back up. Hey, there we go. Maybe, there we go. We're back. So, Elusive, just if you're interested, or I guess really anybody else, in the more in-depth answer and kind of the final. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Uh-oh. Where is that? This is actually, I would say, a very important video. Some key lessons there in terms of passing a test. Because, yeah, like I said, I blew up some accounts, too, when I was just trying to figure out how to pass the test. Still blow up accounts, but, again, that's kind of part of it. Anyways, I can't find the video. There it is. No, that's not it. There it is. So right there is more the detailed explanation of why I finally did make the move from futures into, or why I made the move from stocks and options trading into futures trading with a prop firm. So if you're interested in that, I don't know. Do you go? Why is this trend finally failing? Because now we have this dynamic in place here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level. I think it served its purpose for now. But yeah, a downtrend here is clearly formed. Do you take that short below those lows with a target down around the overnight? Maybe. I'm interested, but I'm not willing to take the break. Let me get this mapped out here. There we go. So I want to see a couple more candles go sideways That way, if we can have that as a high, then my stop is right there. Very small risk profile. But I want to see how these next couple candles go. Let's see what kind of risk profile it can give me. Because I don't want to put my stop all the way up there. That's too big of a risk profile. I want to try to play some sort of breakdown or get out. Meaning, I want my answer quick. You're either going to break down or you're going to stop me out. And I know. But I'm not looking for a trade where you got to sit here for the next 40 minutes and, nothing like that. All right, let me, got to do something else here. So who knows what the Holy Grail is? I talked about the Holy Grail earlier. What is the Holy Grail? What is the Holy Grail? We talked about it earlier. Okay, it's singing, but it's singing a certain song. What's the song? Oh boy. What is the name of the song? Partial credit, Rory. Oh, here's the trick. Clay, here's a trick, and it works well for me 90% of the time. If you play the safe 1 to 2 contracts, you will bust it in the next few days and back to square one. Be ready to invest $300 to $500 because you will break 1 to 3 accounts. Okay, all right. So I like the realism here. Hopefully we'll pass first time around, but you will need trade 5 to 10 contracts, even 15 with sniper entry and exit, meaning in and out for a quick scalps. Okay, yeah. Now, that is fair enough, and I do appreciate the fact that you're basically conceding that, yeah, plan to risk between $300 to $500. So you're in all actuality, an account is costing you about $300 to $500 because you'll probably fail some. Which I guess, let me think through this, because when you can reset Facile, it's only $100, right? So because what I'm thinking right now is, yeah, but if you have to reset 3 times, the 150. So if it's a 150 and you have to reset 3 times, I'm thinking, well, geez, that's $750. Because if it's $250 a case, but I keep forgetting about the reset fee is only $100. Is that right, Fazil? Is that where that's coming from? That's true. So you could get one of these, and it'll be the first time it will be the $250. But then after that, if you blow them up, then you can get that same exact amount for only $100. If buying a new account is cheaper than a reset, well, no, it's always good because the lowest you can get is 105. So a reset is still going to be cheaper because a reset is only 100. So there would be no reason if you were to fail this test to go and buy it for 105 again. Just do the reset. Oh, it's so obvious. I don't know why I'm just on it, but no. So now that brings up the question: is the best deal to just start off with the 150? Because you get the 150 in your pocket. Yes, it costs more up front, but then after that, if you blow this up, it's still $100 every time to reset and try again. So then you have $100. Now you're only paying $100 for a $150,000 account. I don't know. Is that the no-brainer solution? That's yeah. Like I said, I don't know why this is dawning on me. Again, the way it works with Take Profit Trader. If you fail the test, if you blow up one of these, you can try again, but the reset fee is only $100. So in theory, you could get a $150,000 account for $100. How? Well, no, I take that back. Yeah, no, for basically $252, right? Because after that, it's still $100 to reset a $25K account, and it's $100 to reset a $150 account. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the no-brainer thing spiked back up, came back down. This is getting pretty interesting here. I'm interested in, I don't like how it's, please bounce and give me a smaller risk profile. I can't take it on this candle here. It started way up there. I can't do it. If you blow up a pro account, no, if you want to reset it and keep it a pro account, it's super expensive. I say just go back to the test world. Because a monthly sub change, yeah, it doesn't change. Well, once you get to the pro account, there's no more monthly fee. Yeah, correct. The only time it would count more is if you're in a pro account. But so I'm just talking about it. If you want to eventually get to a $150,000 purchasing power pro account, then yeah, you can pay that one time of the 252. But after that, it would just be $100 every time. Whereas this one, sure, you're only paying 105 up front. But then after that, for the same exact price, some people are paying, so you're paying $100 to just get 25 again. Other people are paying $100 to get 150K. So does that just make more sense? I'm totally thinking out loud. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because I forget that the reset is only $100. It's not like you have to go and buy this entire account again for 252. No, it would only be 100. Yeah, so that makes it super interesting. We need to get some more likes here. I kind of slacked off asking for likes, but we are falling behind. If you have not yet hit that like button and you want the party to continue, make sure you hit that like button. Or $15 in super chats. Oh, okay, that's fine. I wasn't going to take it on that candle anyways. Nope. And I'm not going to take this break on this candle either. Now, if this is a great risk profile. If this candle can just go sideways and make this the new high. So let's map out this real quick. So if that is now the new high, I like the risk profile. But I want to see this consolidate for a minute and then go. Again, we got about 3 minutes. I don't even remember what I said. Can we get this up to 120 likes? 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Let's go. Let's go. Trading one contract only. Yeah, I'm just doing 1 mini or 1 micro right now. And that's exactly why I was not willing to take it on that candle. To be fair, though, it never did. Look at that. It bounced right off that line. The power of charts. Learn charts, everybody. To reset a pro account, it's $1,500. Yeah, exactly. Because to your point, you could go and get basically 15 150K accounts. Yeah. That's why I don't think it ever makes any sense to reset a pro account. Just go back and go through the test again. Any tips from folks on how to pass the test? Well, I mean, you got to manage risk. You got to manage risk. It's going to force you to be a disciplined trader. Oh, yeah, thanks, Mark. I do know that. I appreciate you making sure, though. Again, we need 2 more likes here in the next minute and a half for the party to go on. So can we get 2 more likes? 2 more likes here in the next minute and 20 seconds. 2 more likes. They got to be out there somewhere. Oh, booyah. Oh, let's go for 125. 3 more likes in the next minute. Let's just go. Let's get a real good breakout going here. Mediacom has completed maintenance in your area and your services should be restored. Well, that's just scary that they're still needing to do maintenance in the area. It's been like this for 3 weeks. Today, my internet is actually, it's bad when you walk into your office in the morning and the first thing you're like is my modem light going to be white or red? And this morning it was actually white, so I was shocked. 125 likes. Let's go. The party will continue for another 15 minutes. So the next goal is 140 likes because we're doing 15 and 15. So in the next 15 minutes, yeah, that's good because every minute we just need to average 1 like. So in the next 15 minutes, we've got to get this up to 140 likes or $15 in super chats, and then the party will continue another 15 minutes. I've done a couple 3-hour live streams, so I can do the 3 hours, but like I said, I just want to make sure there's still interest. Thank you, Krister. Oh, and a JJ just showed up. We just went down a like. Somebody just JJ'd. Yeah, so this line here has been very, very stubborn. So it really does seem, yeah, I can get rid of that point. That's no longer. This is apparently the level that everybody's and their brother's going to be watching. Right there. Does that break? What's the ES looking like? Same general, ES has got 54.90. Same general idea. So you got to think all sorts of people are watching that area right there. At 54.90, is that going to be the point that if it breaks, it releases the Kraken? Does the weekend count on the 5 days? No. Nope. Weekend does not count. Again, that trend line being stubborn. I don't know. Do you take that short right there? I wish these candles wouldn't be starting way up here and dropping all the way down there before it gets back there. Why can't we just get a... At this point, I just need to get rid of that one. Because this seems to be the pattern. We have this down... So right now, the trend does seem to be apparently pushing down. But it's just a question of, is it strong enough to push down through this bottom part? Right around the 860 mark. So 860 with a initial target down around the, we'll call it 820. So I think, again, there's no guarantees. I'm not saying that if that line fails, it's for sure going down there. But I don't think that's totally unreasonable. So that could be 40 points right there. I don't know. Or do you short right there, anticipating it to at least go down there? Or am I trying to fit a square peg through a round hole? We're at 128 likes. Good. Good. Again, I am measuring to see if we want the party to continue. So we need to get this up to 140 likes in the next about 12 minutes. Or $15 in Super Chats. Those are the metrics I'm using for interest. Super Chats or likes. So let's get this up to 140 and we'll keep the party going. Is the 5 minute considered a head and shoulder? I don't know. I don't use head and shoulders patterns. Let's take a look here. And I'm in. Oh boy. I'm in a NQ. Did not mean to be in an NQ. Uh-oh. All right, got to get out of that. That was the wrong one. And I've given this lesson now about 37 times since I've started live streaming. But if you're going to trade the two types of contracts, the two types being the MNQ, which is the much slower mover, the NQ, the much faster mover, make sure you check up here before you take a trade. I was on the NQ tab. I thought I was on the MNQ tab. I thought that was one MNQ. It was not. I got to get ready again because I will. Okay, let me move over to the MNQ. But again, I want to see this go sideways and then come down. I'm not willing to short this low on this candle here. But that trade worked out nice. So yeah, I got too, like I couldn't handle the heat. If this was a one MNQ, I'd still be holding no problem. But yeah, one NQ. But in that situation, it worked out. So I don't even know where I was at beforehand. But now this is 410. But got to check. Make sure you check. All right. We're right on pace because we got 10 minutes left and we need 10 more likes. So if we can average one like every minute, we will get up to that goal and we'll keep the party going. But yeah, I love this high right here. If we can get even just another candle, and then after that next candle for it to break, and if my stop can be right there, very small risk tolerance, or excuse me, very small risk profile, and it becomes a great breakdown or get out. I was at 330. Oh, nice. So I made $80 on that one. Cool. Thank you, Arcane. Or maybe a knight in shining armor shows up again with a $15 super chat to continue the party, but we'll see. So right now, I just want this thing to tighten up in range. I don't want it to break on this candle. I'm not willing to take it, but I also don't want to see it move up too high because I want my stop loss to be essentially where that crosshair is. And just like that, risk profile destroyed. What was that? That was a... Do I go... No, that's all... what would that be? 70 up to 95. That's 25 points. So that's 20, 40 and a half. That's 50. So a $50 risk. Nah, I don't know if I want to risk $50. This looks good. That's too big of a risk. I don't like the risk profile here. Maybe I'm being... because even if it goes down there and hits that still makes sense. I'm going to have to pass on it. We'll let hindsight be the judge. But I would not call you crazy in the least if you're still thinking short here, stop above here, target down there. All right, well, hindsight has begun. Hindsight will be our judge. So the ego is saying, please bounce back up. So I look smart. But if anybody in here actually took that trade, then I want you to make money. So I hope it goes down. Let's go. 8 more likes in 8 minutes or 7.5 minutes. Let's keep this party going. Now, if this thing goes down there and hits that target and you took the trade, then a $15 super chat better show up. It better show up. That's my 1% fee. Mohammed, I am shocked. You were here. Did you not hear that discussion? Why don't you just trade full time since you were a profitable trader? Why would you ask that? You were here for that whole conversation. You've been around the community forever. You know the policy on that. Nobody. That's the worst goal ever to want to become a full-time trader. Worst goal ever. In fact, I might go as far as to say there's no such thing as a full-time trader. I don't have any information per se, and yeah, I do look stupid. Should have just taken it. Well, I still don't know if it necessarily makes sense because it hasn't hit that profit target, but from a scalping standpoint, that would have worked out just well. Any preference between NQ1 versus NQ2? Don't pay attention to the numbers. Pay attention to the letters. And right now, you would want the M. The M is the most recent contract. So the letters change every now and then because these are contracts. So like any contract, there is a point where they expire. But your broker will tell you when to change to the next contract. So yeah, you want to be focused on the M. I think you can see that. But the M is what you care most about. Did anybody take that trade? Because it's about to hit that first profit target area. Frank scalped it. What's my internet speed? I mean, I'm supposed to be on fiber, but my internet has been sketchy over the past few weeks. My only theory is that there is competition coming, and they're doing a bunch of construction. So I wonder if every now and then, like my current provider has to turn things off or just something because their lines are. I don't know. I'm in at 935 short. Whoa, you chased that down. With all due respect, that's a kind of a... I would not take that. You chased big time. The breakdown was up here. So it broke down the key level and you waited for it to get all the way down there. In my opinion, that is a chase. I hope it works out for you, but over the long haul, over a huge sample size, I don't know if that's going to be... No, I'm at 935. I'm in. You said you're in at. Yeah, you're in at 935. Oh, I'm sorry. 935. So you're in all the way up here. Okay, all right. And you're still in? Good for you. You weathered all these storms. It's probably the MMs. Yeah, probably is. All right. I'm not sure the party's going to continue because we have less than 5 minutes. Still 7 more likes to go. No super chats have shown up. So the party may be concluding here relatively soon. And that's okay. If people have lost interest or whatever, that's okay. Like I said, that's the only way I know how to gauge interest is via that like button or super chats. You just got another source of income. My brother has been trying to break his habit of getting angry, and every time he gets angry, I get $20. Huh, that's an interesting source. Good for you. Changes the way you trade 100% unless you are dirty rich already and it's for kicks. Otherwise, a full-time trader doesn't seem to be a winning plan. No, I don't know any full-time traders. In fact, I think that a full-time trader is a myth. I don't think it exists. Just made $20. Your biggest day cannot be more than 50. Yeah. So for on this one, if your profit target is 1,500 in a single day, you're not allowed to make more than 50% of that. So you're not allowed to make more than $750 because they want to see some skill, and you just YOLOing on one trade to pass, not really showing skill. So that's why they put that in there. But that rule goes away once you get into the pro accounts. Oh, 4 more likes, 3 minutes. I think we could do 4 more likes in 3 more minutes. I think we have a chance. Is it Lynn full time? No, he has a day job. Oh, somebody just JJ'd us by taking away their like. All right, 5 more likes or $15 in super chats. Oh, another JJ. All right, we got some JJs here. They're taking away likes now. Can we do it? Need 4 more likes for the party to continue. What I could have done is I could have played the back test, but that's already happened. There is a back test. Now it's just a question of will it go? Back test the breakout point, and now that level, will it come back down? Classic back test and go. Oh, wow. We got a bunch of trolls here. Wow. It would drop down at 133. I didn't realize I would draw so many people living in their mom's basements. That's unique. Will it go? Will it get rejected back down? All right, well, looking like the party is going to be coming to an end. We had a chance, but then the JJ showed up. I guess, to be fair, somebody could still swing in with the $15 super chat. All right, we basically have 1 minute for 4 more likes. Oh, we're making a surge up. Could we get it? Or the $15 super chat. Is the party going to continue? 45 seconds for, nope, now 5 likes. Just need 4 more. Bunch of cheapskates in here too. Everybody spent their money. I'm kidding. Nobody's a cheapskate, but. Four, 3, 2, 1. All right, we will call it good. So I guess a final few things before I go. I am doing a webinar tonight. So if anybody's interested, I'll put the link in the chat room. You can go there, get signed up for it. Go over, the tools I'm using, how I build consistency, how I manage risk, all that. And here's a hint. I'm stalling to see if anybody wants to give me 4 more likes, because I'll keep the party going. But then it goes down to 134. Okay, so, but yeah, check out that link right there. And the class is this evening. You can see the details down here. So I know some of you are already signed up for it. I look forward to seeing you. So make sure you check that out. And then if you do want to trade and join the community, because there is the private community. Let's see. You can check that out here. Oh, wow, 139. 139. Are we actually going to hit 140? Maybe the show will go on. 141. Look at that. The part, we'll continue it. This is fun. This has actually been a fun group, so. And I'm not going to let JJs ruin the party. Some JJs definitely showed up. To be fair to all of you, at one point, we were like 3 away, and then it dropped like 5. So 5 people, like I said, I didn't realize I drew a crowd of people that live in their mom's basement. But 5 of those people that live in their mom's basements were like, take away like. So I'm not going to let the JJs of the world ruin it for you guys. No, we're good. We're good. We're at 145. Yeah. So at 150, that's a new record. We are 5 likes away from a new record. Never have had 150 likes during a live stream. So let's go. I think I got to get the short here. Nah. I got plenty of wiggle room on the risk. Am I on MNQ? I am. So I'm in short side. Yes, just one. Where you going, Frank? The party's continuing. Where you going? And I should note, and I've been meaning to do this, if you've never traded futures before, watch this number right here and ask yourself, how do you feel about how it's trading? If you're saying, Clay, why would you trade futures? That number is a joke. I get it. I will show you the solution, though, and it'll illustrate the power of futures. So just watch that number. Okay, so that number is gone, but if you're watching that number and saying, Clay, you keep hyping up futures like it's great, but that number was terrible. I get it, but here's the power of futures. And this is, what I'm going to show you is the M of Pam. There's great movement, yes, but right here is what separates from everything else. The ability to control it, and control it at no extra cost. What do I mean by that? Well, what you had just witnessed there with that number, with it fluctuating around, that was the bare minimum of volatility. That was the bare minimum of movement that you could expect. How so? Well, I was trading the quote-unquote slower contract, which is called the MNQ. That's where I recommend you start. So I was trading the MNQ, and not only was I trading the slow contract, I was only doing one of them, right up here, 1. So if as you watch that number, you're like, dude, that is so slow. Like, I'm not interested. I totally get it, but keep that number in mind right there. This was just one of the slow contracts. So what you could do is, let's go over here, Pam's Plant, trading futures through a prop firm. You could come here and we'll just do, again, the bare minimum. The smallest purchasing power you could get, 25,000. So for that would allow you to get up to, so that number that was at 1 that you saw, that could have been risen and changed as high as 30. So that's going to make that number fluctuate quite a bit more. But to be fair, maybe saying, no, Clay, that still seems kind of weak. Okay, well, on the other extreme, the 150,000 purchasing power count, that number, that 1 that you saw, could have been raised as high as 150. That's what I mean about ability to control. Now, to be fair, you could be saying right now, which is accurate, well, Clay, you can do the same thing in anything else. For example, if I have stock, I can make that number change by increasing my position size. I can buy more stock. Yes, but what does buying more stock require? That requires more money out of your account, but not so with the prop firm, because in this situation, 105 is what you pay, and that's it. So you could start a trade at just one contract, which I did, but you could go as high as 30. So you are adding to the position. You are making the position bigger. But is it costing you any more money? It is not, because all it costs is the 105. Whereas with the stock, it would be costing you more money to get up there and, buy more shares. So that is what I mean by movement and the power of Pam's plant. And that's just the M right there. Many other good reasons, but movement and the ability to control it. And I always got to kind of put the asterisk, and the asterisk right there at no more money. You know what? You don't need extra money. Whereas everything else, like I said, I want to be accurate. I don't want to, mislead. It is possible to control stocks and options and all that sort of stuff because you can increase position size. But like I said, the difference here is that requires more money out of your pocket so you can buy more shares or buy more contracts or buy more, coins if you're doing cryptos. But not with the prop firm. You can just do more within the flow of the account itself. And we're still 4 likes. So come on, 4 likes away from a record. Don't you want to be? Let's set a record here. 150 likes would be a new all-time record. So now we have quite the bounce here. I think this line has served its purpose for now. We'll get that out of the way. But amazing. I mean, and this is something that I know you longer time listeners have heard me talk about, the back test and go. That was an area of support. It was broken. When levels of support are broken, you expect there's a chance, again, nothing's guaranteed, but there's a chance they could act as resistance, bounce back up here. Look at that. Boom, right off that line. You can't make this stuff up. Down it went, try it again. Boom, right off that line, got to move down. Now, was this like a home run trade? No, it wasn't, because it never really got that much more continuation. But from a scalping sense, yeah, there was plenty of wiggle room in there. 153, new record-setting territory. Fantastic. That's awesome. Very, very good. And again, if there are any questions on futures or prop firms or Pam's plant as you watch this, let me know, because that is the ultimate goal. The goal of this live stream is not to have you thinking that I'm some sort of fantastic trader. My goal is to educate and make people aware of Pam's plant, because it's actually a really good idea. And I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me how it's a bad idea. Nobody has been able to tell me how it's a bad idea, other than attacking me, which is not attacking the idea. It's attacking me. Don't attack the person making the idea. Attack the idea, which is Pam's plant. But yeah, if you do have any questions or anything like that on it, let me know. 5 minutes looking pretty interesting. Come up here, hit it, rejecting back down. I don't know. Do you get short? It's at 60. It's about a 20-point risk right there. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that line too. I think it served its purpose. But yeah, this line right here is still intriguing to me. Let's go, Pam. No, it's Pam's plant. It's not that, Jeff. It's Pam's plant. I think that's too many M's in that one. Maybe you can make it work, but I don't know. Put on the SPY. Why are you trading options, Nick? Or are you a day trader, Nick? Are you a day trader of options? Is that what you're saying? Can you drop the Pam's here again? Yeah, right here. Here's Pam's plant. There you go. Take a screenshot of it real quick. That's Pam's plant. That is the unbeatable argument for those in the world of day trading. Again, the category is day trading. If you're talking investing or swing trading, Pam's plant, that's not where the argument belongs. Pam's plant belongs in the day trading category, but there it is. No, I usually do 1 week out expiration on individual names. But days like this, SPX day trades. Oh, Nick, you should totally... Have you ever heard of futures, Nick? Because day trading options is like, if you were to say, hey, Clay, I don't like that person, go make them do something that'll be torture for them. I would say, I'm going to make them day trade options. Oh, that sounds terrible, Nick. Because again, for those of you that are maybe not familiar with the way options work, To day trade options. So if you buy an option and then this action right here, now you're right to say, well, so nothing's going on for the option because it's just going sideways. Incorrect. That person is losing money. What do you mean, Clay? How can they be losing money? The price is just going sideways. Yes, but there's this thing called theta that is eroding, eating away at the value of the contract. So sideways movement means you are losing money. So that's why I say if I wanted to torture somebody, I can't think of anything worse than having sideways action cause you to start to lose money. And that's what options do. Exactly, like Lars is saying. So yeah, my question is, Nick, why are you putting yourself through theta? Why? Futures trading has zero theta. And they move way better than options anyways. This is becoming an interesting setup. What are your thoughts on gold and the dip it had last night? I'll try to take a look at that, Mike. Pull up the gold chart. Sorry, Clay, can I ask you a question? I see a lot of your videos and I see a lot of different assets in different period. Why do you jump from asset to asset? Yeah, I did stocks and options until basically November, until my community convinced me. But Pam's plan, just futures through a prop firm from a day trading standpoint make 10 times more sense. Nick, yeah, you're not, all you're doing is proving my point. Like, futures move better than options and they don't have theta. We already did the calculation earlier. So the calculation earlier was somebody like, yeah, but people with puts are up 1900%. So we took that and we used some numbers, and futures people, I mean, it still wasn't even close. Have you ever traded futures, Nick? You say, wait until the end of day when there are big price action. Yeah, I say the same thing about futures. When futures make the big spikes, their gains are going to be bigger than options. I've never. Okay, well, I've traded both, and you're wasting your time. Why is somebody, like, and this is what still blows my mind, like, literally, I was a total moron. Like, why did I sit there and deal with theta when there are things that move better than options and didn't have theta? Because I was a stubborn moron, that's why. Don't be like me, Nick. Don't be a stubborn moron. Can you explain why you used the 2 minute instead of the 1 minute? Well, you have to keep in mind, I use multiple time frames. I only have Robinhood. Yes, that's why I'm saying, get this, get a prop firm. You could get $25,000 worth of purchasing power for $105. After you pass the test being you got to make $1,500, but you're not allowed to lose $1,500. You go from the test account, so pass the test, you move into the pro account. And the pro account, once you start making money, you get to keep 80% of it. But think about it. So you could go in a pro account, make $10,000, you get to keep $8,000 of it, right? Because you're only getting to keep 80%. So you just made $8,000, and how much money did you have all in for all of this? Well, all that you had in was the cost of the account in the first place, which was $105. I mean, you're like I said, you're literally day trading options makes no mathematical sense at all. Like, it's not my opinion that it doesn't make sense. No, it does not make sense mathematically, especially when you factor in theta. Like, why would you have that work against you? The platform is only for US. Mateo, what country are you in? Because they're open for pretty much people around the world. Yeah, so yeah, let me double check this real quick. Let me look at this. Where did I have this? Here. Is Italy on this list? Let's see. Nope. So if your country is on this list, that's not good. That means you could not use Take Profit Trader. But Italy is not on this list, so you could do it. You could do it. You could get immediate access to the USA markets and the futures market and gain all the benefits here of Pam's plan. So And make sure to get that discount and also support the live stream if you would like to help support the live stream. Just use this link right here, and that'll take you to it, explain how it all works, give you the discount, all that good stuff. And yes, like I said, that does support the channel. Do I have to pay each month for the account to stay open? Very good question, Mike. You do not. So you can take as long as you want. So remember, the first phase is right here, the test. You can take as long as you want for the test. I encourage you to get it done within a month. That way you don't have to pay the 105 again. Now, once you pass and you move into the pro account here, there are no more monthly fees. So that's what I mean. In theory, you could be all in, or let's just, let's do the 150,000 purchasing power. You could be all in for 250 bucks. And that's it. Because again, part of the deal right now is there's no activation fee. So 252 in theory is all you'd have to pay. Then once you pass, you get into the pro accounts, the monthly fee goes away, and then anything you start to make, you can keep, and you can make way more than that. Oh, I'm gonna send this to you all because you're asking a lot of questions, and I do offer this. So do with it what you will. But if you want to learn all from me in a very structured way, this is my mentorship program, my training program, whatever you want to call it. Because you're asking good questions, but like those explanations, like you need a lot of context, you need a lot of understanding, you need a lot of logic behind those things, and that's part of my program. So I can't trade options on futures on Robinhood. No, you don't want to use Robinhood. The goal, Nick, is you don't want to use your own money. Let me ask you this, Nick. Do you ever do dumb things as a trader? Do you ever get stuck in crazy moves? I'll raise my hand. I do dumb things as a trader, and I've been caught in crazy moves. Have you ever been there, Nick? Like, do you sometimes lose your mind, go on tilt, revenge trade? Or maybe you're just like, whoa, where did that move come from? Have you ever been there before? How much is your program? Check out. I'm just sending you the link because there's, Thomas, just because there's a couple different ways you could pay. Yes. All right, Nick, cool. So there's at least two of us in the world. So if you're using your own money in the world of options, how much you usually put in an options trade, Nick? How much you usually put in an options trade? But on average. Okay, cool. 400. All right. So if you were to do Pam's plan, again, futures trading through the prop firm, then you could go on, we'll just do the bare minimum. You could get $25,000 worth of purchasing power, okay? So you said you usually do 400, so 400 minus 105, again, because the 105 is what you would cost for the account. But now let's say something happens. Either you lose your mind, you do something. So you still have $295 of your own money. But something occurs, you lose your mind, you go on tilt, you revenge trade, or you just get stuck in a bad move. Okay, and it causes you to lose $1,500. Well, with the prop firm, yes, you would fail the test, which you could try again, but you would technically fail. But did that actually cost you $1,500? It didn't. It cost you the cost of the account, 105. Whereas if you're doing things, if you're trading futures on Robinhood with your own money and something crazy happens and poof, let's just say it's a $400 loss, well, your money's gone. That was literally just $400 of your own money. Where in this situation, it was only 105. So that's part of Pam's plan right here, which comes into play with the added risk control and how you can protect your own money. Because your own money that you lose is simply the cost of the account, which in this situation would only have been the 105. So yeah, you definitely don't want to be using your own money for futures. At the beginning stage. Now, if you get super, super advanced, then yeah, maybe you could start to make arguments. But sounds like you're more of a beginner, which is fine. We all start off as beginners. But does that make sense, Nick? Hi, Clay. Why do you change from stock futures to future trading lately? I just think challenges on these prop trading firms are a bit difficult. I changed because it makes way more sense. And trading is not more difficult because of prop firms. Trading is difficult because it's trading. Like trading is hard. In fact, you're kind of proving Pam's plant because the added risk control are these rules that, I don't know if complain is the right word, but you're kind of like, well, those rules that they set, it makes it hard. Well, no. Try trading without rules. Is trading without rules going to be easier? Yeah, it's going to be easier in the sense of you don't have rules. But traders that don't have rules, guess where they eventually end up? With no money. So you need rules. And that's a good thing about prop firms is they are forcing these good rules upon you because these rules force you to think about risk control, risk management. So essentially you're complaining about, well, I don't like how they forced me to focus on risk control, and I don't like how they force me to manage my risk. It's like, okay, fine. If you don't want to manage risk, if you don't want to focus on risk control, then use your own money. So it will be easier in the sense you don't have to focus on risk management or risk control. Dare I say it might even be funner that way. But ask any trader. Be like, hey, so I'm going to be a trader and I'm not going to focus on risk management or focus on risk control. Is that a good idea? They'll be like, well, you may have more fun that way, but you're eventually going to give up all your gains. So I reject the premise that prop firm trading rules is what makes it hard. No, trading is just hard in and of itself. But those rules that they implement on you is a good thing because those rules are forcing you to focus on what you should be focusing on. It does, but when you eventually pass the test and go pro, do you use more of your own money? What's the catch here? No, there is no catch. That's what I'm saying. That's why, Nick, I'm telling you, it literally makes no mathematical sense to do what you're doing. Because I get it. And that's why I was hesitant for like 2 or 3 years. I'm like, no, what's the catch? Something goofy's going on. But I've had many members continue to do it. They were basically the lab rats. They experimented. They were posting payments. They were posting making money. And yeah, back in November, I was like, fine, let me give it a try. And I've been sold ever since. So yeah, no, there's no catch. Like I understand why you think that there's a catch, but that's literally the point of why I say it makes no mathematical sense to be day trading anything other than futures through a prop firm, especially options. Because again, you have to deal with theta. All right. Do we get a bounce down around here? I could see. I mean, do you get long right there with a stop down below there? Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna think about that. So Carlos, does that make sense? Does my answer about why I would challenge your thinking of you blaming prop firms for making trading hard when it's actually just trading that makes trading hard? About the trend line, is that a back test? I'm not sure what trend line. Oh, this right here? Yeah, that's a back test. Yep, that is actually. In fact, I could see a short there with a stop above here. I'm not in love with that, but if you were to tell me right now that you're getting short at that line with a stop above there, I would say, hey, not guaranteed to work, but I see the logic. Like that's not a random decision. And to be fair to you, it seems to be working right now. Seems to be actually working very well. I should have taken that trade on the back test. All right. Yeah, Nick, and if you want to support the channel, use that link or just use code CLAY at checkout. Code CLAY. Thanks, Clay. I'll keep it in mind. I have to save up for something else now, but I would like to get... Cool, Thomas. Sounds good. Yeah, Nick, you'll be like, if you give it a try, you'll be like, what was I doing? And I'm the same way. I'm like, what was I doing with my life? Why was I day trading options? You know, when something like this existed and exists. Appreciate it, Nick. Thanks for being open-minded. I respect, nothing but respect for people like you that somebody can be like, hey, that's not a good idea. And instead of you being like, you little meanie head, you jerk, I'm out of here. You're like, okay, cool. Why is this not the best idea? And you listened. So well done to you for being not a little, snowflake or, whatever you want to call it. Where that was mean. They said I'm not doing something smart. You're like, oh, really? Okay, well, tell me why it's not smart. And you listened. I applaud that. That's a very good skill set to have. Just out of curiosity, can we get, oh, nice, somebody read my mind. Can we get this up to 160 likes? That would be a new record, plus 10. What do you think the flows will likely be at the close with mutual fund executions coming in? Oh, I have no idea. No, I don't even know what that means with mutual fund executions coming in. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what the flows will be. Today has been a challenging day. Well, no, I take that back. This afternoon has been challenging ever since on the 5-minute. Like all this was no problem, just going with the trend, dead cat, down it went, dead cat bounced, down it went. But right here, when I started the live stream, this is where it got tricky because this was no longer a dead cat. So that's what got me on the short side a couple times. But then eventually I got some winning trades. And I had my Cletus trade, which was really good. I was looking for a live stream just like yours today. Glad you do this. Well, cool, Nick. I appreciate that. Again, I don't always tell people necessarily what they want to hear, but I try to just say, hey, hear me out. Hear out Pam's plant. I think Pam's plant's a pretty good argument. In other words, people holding stocks in mutual funds that can only execute orders at the end of the day. Oh, yeah. I have no idea. I have no idea. Aaron, you're a member of the community, aren't you? You know that we just trade on the charts. So I have no idea. Oh, do we? Yeah, we'll do this. We'll end. This will be the last trade of the stream. My voice is really starting to feel it now. I think 3 hours is pretty much like the limit of my voice, especially when I have a cold. I was hoping to come down a little bit more. But this needs to be a trade where I'm either stopped out right away or it goes in my favor because I do not feel like sitting here and commentating for the next 20 minutes while we wait for this thing to make a decision. So we'll see if it does want to come down more. Like I said, do we get a bounce off of the... technically, it's already been at this area. Yeah, I was a little late to that party because right here you can see the lows. If I extend this out, that's actually right where it hit, and now it's already bouncing. Just made 140 in my test account. Good job, all. Good job. Carlos, thanks for the response. I think actually the rules are okay to have, but the max drawdown on these accounts are tight. Only way to in the long run is trade maybe up to 3. Well, yeah, exactly. But look at what I fully agree, Carlos. But look at the discussion it is creating. What is this a discussion about? You're now thinking about, well, what should my position size actually be? Like, because if my max loss is this, what would make sense from a position size standpoint? Think about that. That is a fantastic discussion. Those are discussions that matter. Like newbie people that have no idea what they're doing, do you think they have any idea about position size, the importance of position size? How should they be factoring in position size relative to a max loss? Like, that's the point. Like, fantastic points. I fully agree. I love that. I mean, sure, we can maybe debate this in nuance, but the fact that we're having a debate about position size relative to max loss, that's good stuff. Now, is that the most exciting thing to talk about? No. I mean, we want to talk about what Lambo are we going to buy. But is it the thing that actually matters? Yes, absolutely. The boring stuff is the stuff that matters. And having a discussion about position size relative to max losses is kind of a snooze fest conversation, but it's actually the stuff that really matters. And why are we having this conversation? Because of a prop firm implementing those rules, which proves my point of Pam's plant. That's the whole idea. You get that added risk control because they force those rules upon you, which force people to have these discussions, which are fantastic, boring discussions, but very, very important discussions. So that's exactly it. Great points. I fully agree. Like I said, I don't know if I agree necessarily with those numbers, but like I said, the mere fact that we would even have a little bit of a debate, a little bit of discussion about that proves my point of Pam's plant. Know what I'm saying, Carlos? All right, we are at 3 hours. So again, I am offering a free webinar tonight. So now don't sign up like, oh, so you're going to give me your magic pill, your holy grail system, your magical system. No, I'm not. But if you show up with not that mentality of, okay, I'm going to learn the secret sauce. If you show up with not that mentality, I think that'll be very, very beneficial to you. So check that out. It'll be this evening right there. And then again, if you want to support the channel and get into the world of Pam's Plant, which I think I made a very good case for, check out that link. That'll give you the promotions that are currently going on. And it's also a way to support the channel because, yes, that is a referral link. Yes, I will get something. Can we get 2 more likes out of curiosity? Could we just get this up to 165? Out of curiosity. That'd be a cool number to stop on. That way, the next goal can be 175, which makes it a nice 10. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, thank you all for being here. This was fantastic. Broke new records, got up to over 150 likes, which has never been done before. So good stuff. You weathered a storm with me where the website went down because some sort of AI bot attacked it or something. But yeah, I appreciate your time. Everybody take care. I plan on being back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. So I hope to see you there. Hope to see you then. But everybody take care. Manage that risk. Trade smart.